Alrighty, good evening everyone, and if you didn't have time to see it until later on in life, welcome back. We are going to be making slight adjustments on the go as we want to make sure that Justin can actually be seen on the stream as well. Welcome back, you guys. I'm excited for another week of Odyssey of the Dragonlords with these fantastic folks. Now, we are delving into the second session of Odyssey. And what is going to be really fun about this stuff is that you guys get to see true heroes in the making with some of these things. And I'm just excited to bring this to you. I keep hearing that a lot of DMs who run Odyssey of the Dragonlords truly enjoy it. And it's mostly because their players actually get to feel like absolute heroes. With that in mind, really quick as an overview again of who you're going to be seeing tonight. First, we've got Andrew, the first little individual with his white shirt, playing the wonderful Crane. We'll have Brian playing Rhodos, the Brodus. Up next, we have Justin playing Casaria, the Medusa. Next, we have Damon playing Yanni, the hello rogue, who's going to have a more interesting storyline down the road. Up next, we have Alex playing Brissa, the very, very, it's, I don't know if it's a player thing or you just keep playing characters who really like shiny things and get in trouble for it. And then last but not least, we have Tyler, who plays Lyra. And yeah, you guys are going to see them grow as heroes, see the epic exploits that they're going to be getting into. But really quick, as an announcement to you guys as well, as far as Polyhedra is concerned, I just wanted to say we are getting closer and closer to that 50 follower mark. I want to make fun of myself because I sound like one of the social media people who are like and subscribe and smash that like button and all that other stuff. And there's good reason behind that. The reason that we
it all helps.
Yeah, exactly. The reason that we're pushing towards that 50 follower mark is because at this point in time, I don't know how this VOD is going to age in the future, but at this point in time, you want to reach 50 followers until you can actually start having subscribers. And once you have subscribers, you can monetize the channel. And what that will mean is actually quite a few different things. Number one, you see this layout, the overlay that we have constructed for this. This is actually something that, comes in a pre-made package. Of course, I did a little bit of tweaking in order to make it look like our thing. But it is my hope that once we are able to get a little bit of revenue started with this stream, we'll be able to hire artists and people from the community who can do even more amazing things that are specifically unique to the players, to the characters, to the story that we are telling. So everything that you guys are going to contribute, whether it is going to be an Amazon Prime membership in the future, something that you just get passively, that is going to all feed back into this. So without further ado, I just wanted to shout out, if you haven't followed us yet, please, please, please do. Once we hit that magical 50 follower mark, more amazing things are coming down the pipeline. But that is it for me from announcements. I know I kept it actually pretty tight. You can ask these guys. Usually my announcements are like 17 hours long. I read little parts from my favorite books now. But is there anything else that the rest of you guys wanted to mention? Any cool finds for the nerd community you guys felt like sharing?
If you guys are familiar, Matt Colville's doing a new like webzine type of thing in the style of the old school Dragon magazines. Arcadia, the second issue dropped yesterday, I think.
That's awesome.
It's got some pretty good stuff in it.
Where can you get it?
It's on his website.
If you shoot me the link, or if you want to drop it in the Twitch chat, that way.
Yeah,
people...
I have it bookmarked. I'll find it.
Okay, no worries. Anything else that you guys have? Best ways to really pet the most beautiful cat in life, or maybe best ways to drive your DM crazy, whatever it might be. How does it feel to be in wonderful Australian summer heat while all of Texas is a frozen icicle? Those kind of things.
Well, look, Sydney can't decide whether it's going to be hot or raining today, so I was out in the sunshine this morning walking my dog while being rained on, so it was a bit confusing.
Well,
Australia had its own weather problems, if I'm recalling.
It did.
Pretty
a little bit.
The
Not as
opposite
intense,
side, though.
Yeah.
It was on fire instead of being frozen over.
Alrighty, I dropped that that link that he was just talking about. So if you just go to, looks like shop.mcdmproductions.com, you'll be able to hopefully find that. magazine. I'd be super excited. I'm definitely going to read it eventually. But anyway, that's a cool find. Oh, and I see also, if you guys are tuning in tonight instead of watching Critical Role, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, that is heartwarming. But of course, Damon, we love that stream as well. So if you guys watch that, or watch us first and watch Critical Role after that, we'd absolutely appreciate that. Anyway, without further ado, I'm ready to dive in unless you guys have any last things. Going once, going twice. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Odyssey of the Dragonlord continues. Previously in Odyssey, our group had found their ways from very disparate backgrounds, some of you being part of the old folk, the original Sylvan people of Thylea, the islands slash small continent that you find yourselves on, that has a very rich and checkered past, that has gods drowning themselves, birthing new gods, titans they are called, fighting against one another as brothers and sisters, twin brother and sister marrying each other and ruling over Thylea for a while. Sidon and Lutheria are their names. Then, after a while, you had the fair folk, the civilized races, as they call themselves, start to invade and conquer the rest of Thylea, wiping out an entire people, the Gigan Cyclopes, for the most part. And so you have this tension that exists between these peoples. The stories that we got to see were of a city urchin of sorts, a young lass who runs her little crew of river rats, Crane, this water nymph that is just trying to make a name for herself and is really not too keen on the Dragonlords returning, the dragons that wiped out her people and ended a way of life for Thylea. We have Rhodus,
who brought them back?
the demigod-blooded individual who hails from one of the living gods who actually walks the earth of Thylea, who is trying to make a name for himself, to get his father's attention and be more. Be what he is destined to be, Rhodus. We have a priestess of a temple of Kyra. Now, Kyra, the goddess of libation, of dancing, of poetry, and all things artful. Caesarea, who tragically was led astray by a hag who had impostered as her goddess in human flesh, had led her to commit atrocity after atrocity, believing that that would be a way that she could finally get a curse to be lifted from the land surrounding her. Caesarea, who was then turned into a Medusa, as curses and oaths have true magical power in this land, as we saw with another story of Brissa. Brissa, also a nymph, but of the mountain people, mostly looking humanoid, very fluffy, always perfectly curled locks. I think Alex was very precise and very, very keen about that. I think he spent a lot of time thinking about that. But also of cat-eyed visage. She was actually befallen with a curse when she had promised an oath to her family and her teacher that she would not research dragons, which should not fall for the false lore and the promises that the Dragonlords give, and became enamored with everything dragons and Dragonlords. Found herself cursed for breaking that promise, that oath to her family. We had Lyra, who, a siren by birth, was gifted with visages, with visions from the fates. The three amorphous and very little understood entities that can foretell the future and tell people their paths in a way that very few other things in the world of Thylea can. And finally, our endeared and maybe a little bit over his head, Yanni. The little guy who's just trying to make a living for himself and made out big with a magical book that is slowly starting to release its secrets to him. But we actually ended up having everyone get together at a point where you guys were asked to compete in the Great Games. Now, you as players and viewers at home realize these are the analog to the Olympic Games in our world. The Great Games happen every so often in the world of Thylea. And they are there during a time when there's peace, even between the civilized city-states that war against one another, and even between the civilized races and the Sylvan races, who during that time set everything aside to show who are the true champions of Thylea, to put their gods and their families and everything else into the limelight. You guys entered as the team of the snake. The Medusa Caesarea being entered into this inside of a box. Rhodus, obviously feeling very much in his own elements during that. And you guys saw on a little dais that was set up in front of you guys, King Acastus, the king of the largest city and city-state in Thylieva, Mitros, as well as his wife, the actual real-life flesh and blood goddess of course, now I'm blanking on that one specifically.
Wisdom.
Valis, that is her name. So as you guys were led there, you heard the cheers, the boos. He gave a speech about the Dragonlords returning soon, and as he announced the games to be started, you heard some kind of what is that called? Gate opening up behind you guys. As that happens, we are going to pick it up from there with a small initiative roll. But before that happens, let me cue in some music for you guys as well. Are y'all excited for this? Because I'm excited.
Very.
I'm ready to go, man.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so first off, let me get you guys to the right scene. I also wanted to do a shout out. So today's map is actually from one of my favorite artists by the name of Amiscus Maps. They do some fantastic work. They do a lot of sci-fi work generally, but it is going to be really, really fun to see what they're doing in the future. I subscribe to them in my Patreon, and I absolutely love the work that they've been putting out. Alrighty, let me add you guys to the initiative here. I'm also going to try to set it up in a way that the people at home can see the initiative tracker as well. Let me make sure that shows up alright.
Nice.
There we go, that should work. Alright, if you guys would go ahead and roll your initiative.
Nice.
Our first
Wow, look at
initiative
these
roll
rolls.
for the stream. Oh my lord! And they're
Look
good.
at all these rolls.
They're so good. Oh no. Alright, Justin, go ahead and roll your initiative when you can. As a reminder, and if you haven't used Foundry before, in the top right of the screen you'll see a little bar, and there'll be crossed swords. If you perfectly click on that, you get to the initiative thing. Alrighty, cool. Let me check out as you guys watch. 3 smaller boars kind of starting to emerge from the gate behind you over south. They are actually fairly large size, but you see an even larger creature hulking behind it. Yanni, you are the first one to go.
So we can't actually see this
It is currently
fourth creature yet?
It is just barely on the precipice, just underneath that little
Gotcha.
covering right there.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna move back this way. Let me double check something. It's been a while since I played an archer. 80 feet is short range. Oh, I got plenty of space. Alright, so... Come on. There we go. That should be my full movement. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, one more. There we go. And then I'm going to target this guy with my short bow, my stinger.
Alrighty.
And let's see if this works. Did it roll? I don't think it rolled.
It did not yet. Let me double check that all that stuff is set up right for you.
I'm not getting any errors, like the whole, you don't have ammunition or any of that stuff.
Yeah, it should work just fine. Mods are set up right. Try it again.
All right.
No change.
Still not seeing it.
And one more time. Does this work or does this work? Is left better or is right better?
1 or 2.
Try clicking on... What is it called? Try clicking on attack for now.
Attack.
It's rolling it for me when I click off a sheet. Maybe try closing it and reopening it. And if you're using the hotbar, avoid it like the plague.
I'm not. I've given up on the hotbar.
Yeah. It does break my heart just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. It's just not. Screw it. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Just roll a 20 from the tray.
Alrighty, with you.
That's not gonna hit. That's a +4.
Yeah, that's a... As you just kind of like run around, you take your little short bow off of your... And run over to the side and you're like... and it just kind of lands in the stance behind and to the left of that creature as one of the viewers there just goes, "Hey! Hey!"
Sorry, I just got it last week! I don't have any bonus actions at the moment, so yeah, I'm done.
Already awesome. Alrighty, up next we have Brissa.
Over here, because she doesn't like the look of, being outnumbered, so she will go here and see if she can undo Kasaria's cage.
Alrighty, you
Or
sure
open it.
can. As you do a free action, you kind of pull on this little rope loop that is on the side of it as you just... And Kasaria, you just... Your snakes writhing on your head, kind of looking forth. The crowd all around goes, "Oh, what?" And as you stand up from that space, you see Valis' eyes narrow and King Acastus, seemingly unaffected, just looking at you like slightly narrowed eyes, like, what is going on here? Alrighty. So
You said that was a free action?
free object interactive. Yep.
Alright, so I will use the rest of my movement to get here, and then swipe at the boar with my glaive.
Alrighty. Same thing for you too, huh? Try to click on, yeah, attack, that does it. Okay, cool. As you swing down at the boar, you guys watch as this little Brissa kind of like has some of the cloak that she has flowing behind her, flowing sideways, and strikes down at the boar. These rippling muscles underneath just as you just strike down and immediately fell this creature with a single strike. Well done.
I should have... yeah, I should have another 10 feet of movement back.
You have 5 feet left.
Oh, 5 feet left. Alright, I'll move back.
Alrighty. My boars did not roll high. Rhodus, you're up next.
I'll turn around and I'll look back at Yanni and say, "Good shot."
Thanks!
But I will also steal a look at Valis. I'm thinking a goddess wife might get me some points with my dad. She can do better than this human Acastus, and I will I'll dive in. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll heave my greatsword above my head. 25, 30, right here, and we're gonna swing it down on the back of this boar.
Go for it. Hey, it did it right away for you this time? Alright, that's awesome. As you just
There you
like...
go. 2-1 snake eyes.
you
Rough
pull
on
it,
the
and
damage, yeah.
and yeah, it's just like your glistening muscles as you move forward, just kind of slowly undoing the weapon there, and you just strike down upon this boar. You do 5 points of damage. It is, however, still standing.
It's a hefty boar.
Yup. Alrighty.
What's a half man to do?
What's a half man to do? You strike down. The creature looks a little hurt, but still able to kick. Anything as a
From
bonus?
where I am now, now that I've moved, do I have a better picture of this thing that's behind them?
Yeah, I mean, I'll show it to you guys. It has essentially the same thing, but it is large. This thing looks hefty, like it can do some damage.
Alrighty.
Big boar.
No, nothing is my bonus action.
Alrighty, Lyra.
I don't think I have to move. I think Eldritch Blast is pretty far. Let me look.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, it's something that I do. It's not necessarily something that all DMs do. If you are firing with range into a melee situation and there's something that blocks your path, let's say, for example, you fired at the boar that Brodus is standing in front of, that boar will have some cover from that shot. Just as an FY, that might not be your target. That's just how I roll those things, just so you guys know.
This one on the left,
Mm-hmm.
would I need to move since Brissa is like kind of in front of me?
It
I'll
would
move if I have to.
behoove you, yes.
Okay. Then I will move. Once I remember how.
All right. So one thing you can just left click, drag and drop your person where you want it to be.
Oh.
I think you're dragging Casaria and not Lyra.
Oh, you right, because I'm dumb.
There you
go. Okay, so I'll move here, so I'm not in front of Crane either. And yeah, I'll
clean shot.
Eldritch Blast this guy down here.
All right.
In front of me.
As you kind of like step over, your long limbs kind of trailing behind you. Tyler, you can click on that attack and it should do it right there. As you step forward, you kind of pull from the weave that is just the fates all around you. Your eyes kind of go dark for a second as you seem to just pull all those strings. You see some of them connected towards the boar. As you just kind of like weave down and release them, there's kind of like a weird reverberation that goes through these strings that attach time and fate to the boar. And as it squeals in pain, that is a hit.
Pew!
And that'll be it from me. I won't waste my bonus yet.
Waste?
I don't want to just do stuff too early.
Yeah, I got you there. Alrighty. Casaria, it is now your turn.
Hold on, I had to take myself off mute there. So I'm still in the box at this point. Yes, I know Brissa was helping me out with it.
Yeah, it's not going to be like difficult terrain for you to step out. The box itself was large enough that you can comfortably kind of step out of it. This side of the arena has seen what you look like now.
Okay, so I will. Let's see. What's lighting look like in here? Is it actually like dark? Is it daytime? Like... It
is actually at night, but you see all of these like little floating orbs. They seem to be just giving out light out of nowhere, just ephemeral. How do you say that word? Ephemeral. That's it. Thank you, English speakers.
Okay. Well then I should just step out and take a look at my surroundings here. I'm gonna start walking towards this Ericles guy that I
Acastus, King Acastus. Yeah.
Acastus. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna start walking towards him and attempting to make eye contact.
Alrighty, and as he kind of sees you and kind of looks confused for a second, as you're stepping away from the battle and towards him, you guys are just locking eyes, and he's looking down upon you as your snakes certainly are starting to get writhy.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll my petrifying gaze?
If you would, so that the chat can see what it does.
Okay.
Alrighty, let me make sure that it is maximized. Alright, so petrifying gaze. Let me also so fun fact about that one, you don't actually get that until 5th level.
Ah, shit.
Let me double check how that ended up squeaking on through. It was preparatorily. We'll say for this specific instance, there's just something that overcomes you as you kind of like try to have your snakes kind of do. You try to have that move go through there, and there's just suddenly cloud cover that just moves in, and some lightning that strikes.
Always
across
the
sky.
gods gotta intervene.
Always the gods
Like
intervene.
I'm gonna throw a fist up.
And as you throw the fist up, lightning strikes your hand, and suddenly each one of your snake heads kind of glows with power for a second as they grant you the ability to do that for this instance alone. You look at him as he's just awestruck for a second, rolls his con save, and it's just like... as Valis in that instance also is just like wide-eyed. And she kind of like takes
Doesn't
her...
sound very wise to me.
Yep. Alrighty. As that happens, you have still your action and another 15 feet of movement.
Uh-huh. You know what? Yeah, no, I've got some sort of divine intervention going on here, so I'm gonna step a bit closer and let the snakes have a bite at him.
So he's too high up for you to make a direct attack roll if that changes your...
Oh, damn it.
He's like 15 feet above us or something, like on a balcony or something. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, fuck it. I'll cast Poison Spray on his ass.
Let me make sure that Poison Spray has the range for that.
Like,
It's not
only
enough.
10
It's only
feet.
10 feet.
Fuck! Fucking cantrip. Look at my own attack one right now.
Dude, you
Okay.
can find gaze twice.
I think that
Am
is a
I able
bonus
to do
action.
so? Yeah,
it's a bonus action. All right. Anything else as an action potentially? I'll just put you.
Yeah, no, I
for
don't.
it.
I don't think there's much I can do if he's out of reach. I'm just there to stone his ass.
I think the first line of it says, as an action, you can use it. You
Right,
petrify.
Oh my
weird.
gosh.
It says you can use your action, but down at the bottom it says one
Bonus
bonus action.
That is
Yeah, so you can do it twice in a turn.
Hmm.
Okay, well then fuck it. Let's do that.
No, it's just not.
That
okay,
doesn't seem
Alex.
That's how I
Nice
was
try.
reading it.
Nice
All
try.
I'm just trying to let him succeed.
Oh, so this is how it works. You can use your action to force a creature within 30 feet to that can see your eyes to make that DC 8 Constitution saving throw. On a failure, the creature is paralyzed until the end of its next turn. On your turn, you can use your bonus action to force the same creature to repeat the saving throw again with disadvantage. So the first one, the first action has to hit, or otherwise it is not. But then if it hits, you can use your bonus action again and again against that same creature to force it to keep making those checks.
Makes sense.
Alrighty, so it was an action this turn actually to use it, and then it's a bonus action every turn thereafter. If that initial one triggers. Alrighty, cool. Anything as a bonus action, Justin?
Nope. I think I'm good then. If I can't reach him.
Alrighty, sounds good. Alrighty, cool. That brings us to Crane. You're up next.
Question: how does the audience react to the Medusa?
I mean, as Brissa already, had the thing fall open, the entire crowd went, "What?" And they kind of started whispering to each other. Like, this is certainly something that is not seen. Like, Medusas in general are treated very poorly. Like, that is a very severe curse that is put upon those people.
Okay. I think seeing the first ball go down from Brissa and the other people kind of rushing ahead, Crane is going to step this way and kind of follow behind the Medusa and talk directly to the crowd and call out, Yes, welcome all. I need to remember my accent. Crane or Seeker. Crane or Seeker. Yes, we are all here today to witness miracles of might and splendor, but witness the miracles or the witness the opposite of a miracle. Witness a curse that has spread across the land. You have all seen it. You have all heard of it before. Bear witness to the team of the snake. And I would like to use a performance check or persuasion check or something to get the crowd on our side, to start swaying the power of popular opinion.
For this one, this is kind of like the grand opening. You're like stepping in there like P.T. Barnum, trying to rile up everyone. Start out with a performance check. At this point, you're just being a performer, trying to get people excited.
Yep. Okay.
Alrighty, and there are indeed some people. You notice mostly it is the Sylvan races who now live in Mitros. It is a metropolis. It is a little bit of a mixed living, but you definitely have different districts that you belong to this side or you belong to that side. And the people, your people, certainly start chanting with you, just like, yeah.
I'm definitely playing it up to the native Therans, like, yeah. Anybody here from Thera?
Alrighty. Anything as a bonus action?
No, I got nothing.
Alrighty, cool. As King Acastus looks down upon you, Casaria, he just goes, "You're going to pay for this!" And he kind of looks towards Valis, who kind of gives him like a weird look, like she's kind of holding her forehead a little bit, and then looks up at the sky. As he is going to touch some kind of a medallion around his neck and seems to disappear.
Ooh!
And that is when the massive boar comes a-running.
I want that disappearing amulet.
Brissa, you are getting charged by this thing as it tries to gore you with its tusk. That is going to be... You kind of take the glaive, kind of push yourself out of the way, and it's just nothing but empty air as it tries to strike you. That is a miss. Up next, you see Valis' eyes just kind of start to glow white as she raises up into the sky another 10 feet. She looks up at the clouds as she says, "Sidon, you are still bound by the oath the same way I am. These petty games will not last forever. I say that you comply with the oath." As she looks down upon you, Casaria, and just kind of like stands there floating, you see there's all of these bands of white and golden light starting to surround her. It is this boar's turn as it is going to start dashing towards you, Lyra. Same thing, is going to try to tusk you in a charge. But man, I can't roll over a natural 5 tonight, as that is also... Your wings just kind of go wide. You fly out of the way. That is a miss on you. Finally, the boar by you, Rodus, is going to try to make a tusk attack against you, and...
Yeah, right.
That's a little bit better. It is actually a hit. You take 5 points of slashing damage as this thing gores the side of you. You... as
Flat
that...
wound.
Exactly. That is the first round of combat. Yanni, you see Valis floating up in the sky. You see Casaria having tried to do something weird with King Acastus. Crane is trying to rile up the crowd, and your buddy Rodus just got gored. What do you do?
I don't know what's going on. This is weird.
Oh, man.
Go down here, get a little bit of a better angle, and I'll shoot the big guy.
Alrighty, because he is of a large size, there's not enough covering him to get half cover. That's going to be a straight shot for you.
That's what I was hoping. Let's see if it works. I reloaded.
Still nada, huh?
There, it worked.
At least when you click on attack, it does. Alrighty. As this time you kind of go
it
like...
didn't last time.
Alright, Yanni, you can do this! And you kind of hit it right in this massive neck that is just like bulging muscle. That is a good hit.
And then I should get sneak on that as well, right?
Yes, you should.
I should put that on my favorites.
Alrighty, for another 6
Yeah.
points of piercing damage. Very nice. Blood flowing out of the wound on the boar.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have any bonus action stuff right now, so good.
Alrighty, Brissa, it's your turn.
I have to remember that I need to take my opportunity attacks because I have Polearm Master. I keep on forgetting.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but
What a good opportunity too when a boar comes charging at you.
yeah, it would have been perfect. All right, but in the meantime, I will go ahead and use my glaive to hit at the smaller boar because I don't want it to hit my new friend.
Oof. As you kind of like try to overreach, you're like, it's just shy. You shear off a couple hairs on the back of the boar's tail, but that is a miss.
All right, but I should get a bonus action attack with my glaive as well from Polearm Master.
Thing.
But it's like different damage. So
it is different damage. So what I'm gonna do here for a second is add that in for you. Alrighty. Alright, see if that works.
right.
Alrighty,
Why?
very nice. As well, sadly you are able to not hit. You try to reach over there, but it's kind of like having this massive boar and its tusks are as large as your femur. You're just like, oh my god, this thing is gonna tear me apart. It's just kind of like right there, and it's freaking you out. As those are both misses. Are you staying where you're at, or do you want to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, Rodus.
Rodus is going to fly into an uncontrolled rage
There we
after
go.
being hurt by this silly beast. So here we go.
What does Rodus's rage look like for the
It's the
audience's
sort of.
edification?
I would say it's almost like his radiant consumption, but like a light version. Like you just sort of see like maybe like his veins glowing a little bit. His yeah, he looks very frustrated. Veins popping, I guess.
They're getting larger and larger as your muscles seem to swell a little bit, and all of the visible veins just start glowing bright gold. Very nice.
Yeah, I wanted to think of it as like almost like my radiant consumption, but like under control. Like I'm not letting it all out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna unload on this boar.
Hey, and as this time you just go, you just slice it into. Very nice.
Dunzo.
Dunzo indeed.
Nobody
Well
makes me
done.
bleed my own blood.
Alright, what's next for Rodus?
If I move out from where I am, will I get an attack of opportunity?
Depends on which direction. As long as you stay within 5 feet of the large boar, you should be fine. And don't forget, I do flanking in this game.
So if I am here, this would probably be the best position.
That would be flanking, but actually standing one to the left also gives you flanking because it's a diagonal.
Like a large
cross.
creature.
Mhm.
Okay.
One of the DMG optional rules, by the way.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna move there.
All right,
And that's it.
fantastic. You move over there, getting Brissa set up for a little bit of flanking action. All right, Lyra, you've got a smaller boar still of potential threat range in your face. What do you do?
I'm gonna be upset because he got super close to me, and I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I will cast Hex on him.
The little guy? Alrighty.
Yeah, the little guy in front of me.
Okay, go ahead and mark off the spell. Wonderful.
Oh, that's if I hit him. I didn't know it was gonna roll on its own.
Yeah, it just does it automatically.
And then, since he's so close, it would be disadvantage with Eldritch Blast, right?
Correct.
So I'll just try and cut him with my sickle.
All right, you pull out your sickle. What does the sickle look like? Does it have any kind of cultural significance to Lyra and the Sirens? What do you think?
I think it just kind of looks like an ordinary sickle, like nothing too flashy, but maybe just some etchings across the blade, some runes. But
Okay.
it doesn't want to be, showy. There's no need to be the center of attention.
Roger that. Alrighty, that sadly is going to be a miss on the hit.
That's really sad. I'm really sad about that.
And what does the hex look like?
Oh gosh, that's a good question.
Hey, if you want me
Man.
to do that too, no worries. You never have to feel bad about throwing that to your DM.
I just haven't thought about it. So if you have a good idea for it, I'm game.
I love that motif that you have with the Fate. So as you kind of like reach out and you almost see like all of these strings extending out from the little boar, you just pluck a couple, and as you touch them, they seem to turn kind of like black and purple, and you just kind of slam one of them, like actually at a distance. You're not actually touching the boar, but there seems to be something that just kind of pierces into the boar's flesh, unseen, just see through, and as you try to strike at it. Sadly, it's a miss. Alrighty. Anything as a bonus? Oh no, that was your bonus action. Action. Do you move or do you stay where you're at?
I'll stay there and pray that he doesn't hit me.
All right, Kasari, it's your turn.
Alright, let's see. So Cass just is either gone or he's this boar.
He throwed
Alright.
at us.
Well, yeah, right. Seriously. All right. I don't think anybody's like grievously wounded, so I won't spend this turn trying to heal anybody. I'm just gonna go over here and help Lyra out with this boar, and I'll shoot poison spray at him.
Alrighty, and that's a 10-foot cone, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So as far as angling goes, there's a potential.
Better get it.
I want to try something. Depending on how you angle it, I don't know if there's a way where you can do both potentially. Let me see.
I
Alright.
don't think so from
almost,
there.
Almost perfect. Yeah. Almost
Yeah,
perfect.
it's
Not
like-
able-
Oh,
They-
yeah,
they-
just perfectly spaced. Alrighty, and what does it look like as Kasaria steps forward and summons forth her druidic magics?
Is it gonna hit both of them? First of
No,
all?
it's not going to be able to.
Ah, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one envisions with poison spray that basically she just kind of like that it's the whole chipmunk experience. You know, her cheeks just like puff the fuck out, and the snakes start to like rise and kind of bite at each other and everything. And then as soon as she lets hawk and let fly, all the snakes just kind of like also open their mouths in the same direction as the spit loogie is flying.
That's awesome. All right, as all of that goes forward, the creature's going to try to make it save and fails. 3 points of poison damage as it dies.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then don't forget, Lyra, next turn you'll be able to move your Hex as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Kasaria, you still have a little bit of movement left if you would like. 10 feet.
I ain't getting close to that giant ass boar yet. I'm gonna see what it's gonna do.
What? Alright, Crane, it is your turn again.
So Crane will continue addressing the crowd, and specifically addressing the Thyleans, really doubling down on that from the last one, and being like, do you see how the Dragonlords king runs as soon as he is beholden by the power of Thylia? I'll turn towards the large boar, and I'll cast Frostbite. And as I do, oh wait, they have to save from Frostbite, so I'll roll it. So
At the
take
large
1
boar.
point of cold damage if you fail. Yeah, the con save, and say, they may as well end the games right now and just give us those eggs, because we are going to win and we are going to do it in style.
Alrighty. What does the frostbite
yeah,
look like?
And, so the frostbite, water vapor from around the boar will condense onto him, but because water vapor is invisible in normal air, as it condenses around him, it also starts freezing. So you're able to, it goes from like kind of nothingness to a kind of a white mist forming around the boar, and then as the spell takes effect, or the damaging part of the spell would take effect, like spikes of ice kind of expand from where the water vapor is on their body.
Awesome. As that happens, it just kind of extends outward and inward at the same time, kind of almost building like a little bit of a weird choker neck thing around the board. As it does fail, does take 1 point of cold damage, and its next weapon
And
attack
it-
has disadvantage.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Very, very cool. All right, do you move or do you stay where you're at?
I'm still kind of in the center of the thing. I think I'll move this way a bit and, just talk to the crowd over that side of the arena,
All right, it is the giant boar's turn as it's like tries to make a swing at, well, the last person to have injured it, I believe, was Rodus the Brodus. All right, I don't know if I can ever get that nickname out of my head. I'm sorry.
It's not allowed. I don't like it.
That's
Just call
his
me
official
Ro.
nickname.
Ro, I know Ro would be much better. I'll have to go with that. It does certainly not like to be surrounded and is going to try to charge away. Brissa and Rodus, you guys both get attacks of opportunity.
I should get my extra +2 to that because I'm raging, or is that already included?
Correct. Yeah, we'll just have to do it manually for now. Ooh, good rolls, both of you guys.
Nice.
13 points of damage combined. The creature starting to look pretty rough. But then tries to charge poor little Yanni.
Disadvantage.
Thank you for
Unacceptable
reminding me.
in Rodus's book.
Dishonor.
All right, even the disadvantage attack is enough to hit him. Oh boy,
Boy,
which
man.
means there's going to be an extra 2d6 slashing damage.
Oh.
And if you are still alive after this, I'm going to need you to make me a strength saving throw.
with your -2, so much.
Oh my god. Alrighty. You take 16 points of slashing damage as poor Yanni just gets
Damon, you're
speared through the stomach and kind of flung to the side there.
At least I'm not dead.
That was not an instant dead. As the boar kind of reorients itself, and then moves over towards Crane. Valis kind of looks around and just goes, "You poor fools! What deal have you struck? You have brought the twins' power into this arena, into the games. What have you done? As she takes her hand and the palm just reaches up towards the sky, and this light seems to emanate outward and is starting to build some kind of a dome, starting at the edges there and starting to build up, not quite reaching the top by the end of her turn. All right, Yanni.
Question, sorry, was she addressing us, or was she still addressing the sky?
She's addressing you guys.
Right, okay, so she thinks we've struck a deal with Sidon?
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, we don't know what she's thinking, but
Sidon and
she's saying
Lutheria, she referenced the twins both. All right, Yanni, go ahead and make me that death saving throw.
Yanni.
First save.
I clicked it. Okay, that took a while.
All right, Brissa. It might just be taking a second for your machine to...
Yeah. It's just now I'm all gun shy. I'm like, did it roll? Did it roll? Did it do anything?
Feet. And if I go... Oh, yeah. 20 feet there should give me advantage, right?
Sure would.
Yep.
Alright. So I will attack the boar.
Alrighty, go ahead and hit Alt while you do. Should also work when you click on attack there, if you hit Alt. Natural 20! Alrighty, Brissa.
Woo!
As you run around the edge there, the first one should be maximized. That is something that I need to change on the mods really quick. So if you maximize that, for the people watching at home, I maximize the base die and add another die to be rolled. I just hate the feeling like there, for example, that you could have rolled better with a singular non-critical hit. So as that is 14 plus 3, 17 points of damage. Beautiful.
Legendary.
Where was that on your attack of opportunity?
Alrighty, runs over 17 points of damage, and you just stick the thing through the throat, and there seems to be just something about it, something relentless, something that it is just absolutely willing to keep going. But as you just twist it down, you're like, and it's just like absolutely this epic moment where Brissa just kind of takes this massive boar that is easily just a ton heavier than she is, and the boar just drops to the ground, dead. The crowd is just absolutely quiet there for a second. As
Rain will put a foot up on the head and like make it like we were planning that the whole time.
And as you do that, the crowd at first, it's still in combat mode.
Oh, cool.
As you guys look around, the crowd there, and especially the settlers are all kind of like stunned and just like, oh my god, and like pointing at everything. The audacity of a Medusa attacking King Acastus just outside of the city walls of Mitros. This group having so easily beaten back these creatures, and then Brissa just absolutely annihilating this thing with that natural 20. As Velis just goes, no! And she has her hands up as this little magical dome is trying to form together. Suddenly, one massive spike of electricity goes down directly into the boar. Brissa and Crane, I need both of you guys to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
Alrighty. Crane, you fail and take 13 points of lightning damage.
Ooh, I'm down.
Oh no!
Brissa,
Yeah,
you
dude.
succeed and take 6 points of lightning damage. As Crane gets knocked back prone, Brissa, you're able to kind of hold your footing there. As you watch the boar once more rise out of its back. The lightning just seems to push apart the skin, and the bone just kind of starts protruding outward like spikes. You see another set of tusks quickly mutationally kind of grow out of the front of its face, and you see the eyes kind of become glowing red. The skin itself become taut as the bone pushes outward to build even more bony protrusions. You see some of the guards all around release arrows into the thing, sticking into it, seemingly not affecting it, as it's just like kind of looking up towards Valis, who's like trying to close the dome now, but looks down, and you see the boar just make eye contact with her for a second, just go,
You believe yourself to be the ruler of Thalia. My sister and I came first, and your creatures shall perish.
Alright. Brissa, you still have your bonus action and your move left. What would you like to do?
I will bonus action attack the new thing. It's probably a bad idea because then it's probably not going to like me. But we'll try it out. We'll try it out. And I don't get advantage anymore.
Nope. A 15 is a miss as you like all of these bony plates seem to be almost like plate armor underneath this creature's skin, as it's just so taut, swollen, and mutated looking. And it almost like shatters your glaive as you try to strike against it. You feel the vibration in your hand. You're like, oh shit. What do you do as you move?
Ooh, I already used my 30 feet, so I don't have any move because I moved over to here, so
True
I don't have
that.
any movement.
That brings us to Rhodus. You see a godly challenger just enter the arena. What do you do? You're muted, by the way, Brian.
Sorry, I'm wondering if I can even make it there. I think I might be able to make it.
Looks like it.
Yeah, just barely you're able to.
And I can't make it to Yanni?
No, not without dashing.
Yeah. Okay. Can I make it here to give Brissa flanking?
No.
Just here?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Truly as far as possible. I think that's fine. Yeah, I guess I'll just gonna charge straight at him. He thinks he can mess with Yanni. We're gonna see if he likes a piece of this greatsword action.
Is that going to be reckless? No.
It is not just because he has such high AC, it seems.
It's true. Well, as you try to
Not
strike
that it
down,
would have helped.
and you also get repelled back by the hard bony subdermal bone structure. It's almost like an exoskeleton, but just underneath the skin. And as you cut across it, scraping some of the skin aside, you see indeed kind of like this weird, kind of like frilled and ribbed looking meat there. It's bad. Alrighty, that brings us to, unless you have some kind of a bonus action, to Lyra.
I will move my hex to the weird demon boar thing.
All right, you kind of yank at that strain, that little weave, and yank it out and just yeet it, essentially, over to the big guy.
Yeah. And I don't really know what the best thing would be, but I know with Hex, you can give them disadvantage on a check.
You should have actually decided that with the boar, but since you didn't, I'll let you take back and do that. So what
I know, I
ability score?
forgot.
Yeah, and it's only for skill checks, not for saving throws.
Yeah. I'll just make it strength, because that seems like something he'd be good at.
Solid.
And then I'll move here and just fire another Eldritch Blast at him. Hopefully.
All right. As you take all of that aside, under your inventory, I just added a new thing that says Hex on it, so you should be able to roll damage with that now. So, as you reach out and try to do that, the creature kind of seems to bend the fate strings away from it. You're like, and as you try to focus in tighter, releasing that energy down the string and into it, that is actually a hit. Go ahead and roll me that d6 for the hex damage.
And where would that be, you said?
So go to your inventory. I also added it as, or maybe I haven't. No, it is also one of your favorites now. So it's under inventory, and if you go under weapons, I added it as hex, so you can roll it like that.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Hex, there you go.
Ooh, baby. That is nice. As then suddenly, as the string kind of like pulses into it, you see it kind of crack some bony ribs. It seems to be absolutely unaffected, as there's still this weird lightning crackling looking energy about the boar. Do you stay where you're at, or do you move?
Gosh. If I was to... No, never mind. I'll stay there. Just kidding. I'll stay there.
Roger that. Casaria, it's your turn.
If I were to throw a healing word at either Yanni or Crane, then they wouldn't have to do the death saves, yeah?
Yeah, they
Assuming that the sword doesn't knock them back out.
Yeah, they would go completely out of that.
Okay. Then I shall move right here, and I'll use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Crane.
Go for it. All right. As Casaria kind of sings this beautiful note and kind of rings out, what would you say your healing word looks like?
I mean, yeah, I'd like to think that it's almost like choral or, you know, divine in sounding. And I'd like to also think that the snakes kind of harmonize a little bit, like with their hiss towards the end of it, and it's like that resounding sound that really like burns the healing energy into the target.
Awesome. And Crane, you kind of like hear this like beautiful, almost angelic voice just kind of sing out, absolutely enthralling, and kind of like you open your eyes back up, and as you look down, all the lightning that has kind of seared your skin seems to be kind of still crackling and then dissipates, smoking away from your skin, as there's just this pink new reformed flesh upon you. Anything as your action, Casaria?
I will throw a poison spray at the boar.
All right, again.
Nice.
Coming out at it. It is going to
Fuck yeah.
fail. It takes 10 points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, that's the end of Casaria's turn. That brings us to Crane. You are prone. What do you do?
Stand up and move 15 feet backwards from the boar. As she kind of scrambles backwards onto her feet. And I think her bravado is gone.
Oh, I forgot to add
she's
it. I
going
think it was
to...
right at
Excuse
that.
me?
Sorry, you go ahead. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's actually almost exactly where the other one was. I forgot to add the Great Boar to the initiative order.
Oh.
Joy.
Fights get much easier if
If
they
you leave it
still
out.
fight back.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to add them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I
Pretty
don't
scary.
have to.
Excuse me, I didn't expect to be awake this turn. I think I will
Hey, there's always that nat
do
20
another
chance.
frostbite.
Go for it.
I'll do another frostbite to get that disadvantage on attack, hopefully. And yeah, Crane will just be scrambling backwards, fear coming over her visage, her bravado dropping. She's ignoring the crowd now because this thing, yeah, she got struck by lightning, and that's scary.
All right, you're just like, and you reach out and
I'll turn around and twist my hand, and the water vapor will condense on the thing again.
And as it does, you kind of feel it kind of like choking the creature, and it seems to almost not want to resist, as it takes the 3 points of damage, of cold damage, and has disadvantage on its next attack. You end your turn, as it is now the Great Boar's turn. You see the lightning disappear, and there's just more, like where there was like this malevolent intelligence that shone through those eyes a moment ago. It is replaced by this just bestial rage instead. It's just like Brissa, you get an attack of opportunity.
It came after me?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck up.
Poor Crane.
Last attack.
Nice.
Ooh, very nice.
Hmm.
Oh, Rhodus gets one too. Rhodus, yours is a miss. Brissas, yours is a hit. As it runs forward. Caesarea, you don't have a weapon out. There's actually...
Could my snakes bite at it in passing?
They don't have their separate attack yet.
Oh.
We can look at that, but I don't think you actually have a separate attack for that one. As this thing comes rushing towards you, Crane, it is going to make a tusk attack with charge.
It is choosing to make it at disadvantage, right? Like
it is not choosing to make it a disadvantage. It just does make it a disadvantage.
All of its attacks.
I do love the remembers. It's just the next attack, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's only one. Yeah. The first,
make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Not that it matters. You take another 13 points of slashing damage.
Down again.
Oh no!
As you just flung over there, the boar kind of looking at you guys now with this insane bestial rage. Valis just looks towards all of you guys as she looks outside of her golden dome, and more lightning strikes all of these small pits all around where you guys are currently fighting, and says, "If you think yourselves to be heroes, strike down this beast, this creature that Sidon has sent down. Prove yourselves today. And you," her eyes just focusing down on you, Caesarea, "you and I will speak." As she just flies up into the sky and out of sight. Alright, Yanni, brings us back to you. Make me another death save.
Does she have wings, or is she just like Superman?
She's just Supermaning it. Wonder Womaning it? Oh,
What
Yanni.
is this?
That is 2 fails and 1 success now. As Yanni's just starting to convulse in the sand there. Brissa, it's your turn.
She could have at least fucking healed us before she Supermaned away.
Right? What a dick.
You know, Bristol will look towards the boar, and then look at Yanni, look towards her spear, and kind of like walk over to Yanni, and then just like, oh, my one's not letting me move. There we go. That's better. Just kind of like put her hand on him and tell him that he still has some arrows to miss, and then I will do it
with one.
And as you do that, you actually feel like this warmth emanating from the hilt that is still in your pack, and as you kind of reach into that, you feel this radiant warm energy pulls into you, through you, and down the other hand and into Yanni, as Yanni gets healed for how much?
It was just 1 point, yeah.
Okay.
Just to get him up.
Yanni, you are
Right
breathing again.
Oh, that wasn't fun.
You still have some arrows to shoot, and then she'll walk over to about here, because that might give me an opportunity attack if it comes towards this area. So.
Alrighty.
And that would be my turn.
All right, Rhodus.
Considering grappling this creature,
I mean, is pretty epic.
I have not been able to land any attacks, but I think that just for this round, I am going to use my inspiration that you gave me last game, and I will roll with advantage and use my reckless swing from Great Weapon Master.
You don't
See
have to
if
do
I
both.
can get some.
Oh yeah.
So Reckless gives
That's
all of
double
your
advantage.
attacks advantage, but everything attacking you thereafter is going to have advantage on its attack. So if you use my inspiration, the DM inspiration before your attack, you already get advantage, and you don't have to use your Reckless.
Could he use it to give the enemy's attack roll a straight roll instead of disadvantage? Like, could he apply your inspiration to
No,
your
that is
NPC?
what you're thinking. There is lucky, which is a separate thing. DM inspiration only applies to you. The one thing that a house rule is that you guys can give it to each other.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty, so
Okay,
what do you
and
do,
we're
Rhodus?
talking about the Great Weapon Master attack, right?
Bro.
That's the feature we're talking about?
Oh, no. Great Weapon Master is different. So you have a couple different things you can do.
I'm talking about the
okay.
-5 to attack plus
Yeah.
10 damage. That's what I want to do.
Awesome.
Use the
Sounds
inspiration
good.
for
All right, you use your DM inspiration. Go ahead and tick it off your character sheet, and then we'll just calculate the -5 plus 10 separately.
that. Okay, so
Or you'll actually have it in your inventory, so you can just make that attack.
yeah, that was okay. So I'll make the attack.
Roll me another.
D20.
Yeah. Just to see if you roll better than a natural 11.
Ooh.
As you just go, and you kind of hold up your sword and try to strike down. It just glides off of that weird perforated, or not perforated, but like kind of like I'm trying to think of the German word for it, but it's kind of like wavy, crested nose there, and it scrapes off as you just scream in frustration at this thing.
What's the German word for it?
Welle, that's what I was trying to, like wavy. That's what I was trying to think of. Alrighty. Anything as a bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna spit in his face.
And yeah, its raging face just looks back at you with malevolence. All right, Lyra, what do you want to do?
I'll Eldritch Blast it again.
Go for it.
Because I don't
There you
have
go.
anything else right now.
Ooh, boy,
Nice.
Lyra's rolling with fire tonight. All right, gonna roll me
And then
that
also this.
hex damage. Wonderful. 4 points of damage. As again you do that pull upon the fate string one more time, and there's more of this weird necrotic flesh. Like you actually see a chunk of it falling to the ground. It is maybe only palm large, but that's a little bit of more damage in there. Do you stay where you're at, or do you move?
If I moved here
Mm-hmm.
and the board didn't move, does that mean Ro would have advantage on the next attack?
If both of those stay constant, yes.
Okay. If he did move, do I still have my sickle out to make an opportunity attack if that were the case?
You do.
Okay.
It's probably
yeah.
going to move towards Yanni or I, so you might want to position yourself in between one of us.
Well, you're still knocked out, right?
Exactly.
So I don't think it'll move towards you. I think it's just knocking
You'd be
you out.
surprised.
and
I
then
think
moving.
Andrew's just
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Andrew's just saying this boar. He thinks this boar has it out for a crane.
No, Yanni and Crane. Like, it took us both out very quickly. It knows what it's doing.
Y'all are just
Yeah.
squishy.
Going for the little ones.
Yeah.
I'll move here.
Alrighty, Kasaria, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. I shall move.
You'll get an attack of opportunity once you move out of this square.
Oh, from the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's the box though. You can technically, if you wanted to, you could like try to step around it and get there with 30 feet if you want to be.
Okay. Yeah. So then I will sidestep 15 feet this way, and then move up here
Alrighty.
10 feet, and then I'll pop my other healing word on Crane.
Thank you.
Which puts me at 0 spells for the rest of the stash, but that's fine. And then I'll huck another poison spray at the 4.
Amazing.
Healer power! Man, it is rolling like absolute crap on these saves. That damage goes through. Alright, that is your turn. Crane, what do you do?
I think she's going to do what she does best and rely on her team. Biggest dude is opposite the thing. Okay, I'm going to walk down this way. Whoops, I think I got 5, 6. Okay, that's as far as I can get.
No, because you were prone at the beginning of that. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
So
Excuse me.
stand up 15 feet. Then you have another 15 feet left.
I think she'll stay there then. Okay.
That truly beefy meat shield Lyra is gonna keep you safe.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what I was thinking.
actually,
I
know what I'm
mean,
gonna
you
do. I'm
potentially
gonna back up.
saving Crane from an instant death.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
You're
another
right.
charge like that could have definitely murdered her.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back there, and I'm going to hold a thunder wave in case it comes within my range.
Okay. So go ahead and cast that.
So then, because each creature in a 15-foot cube will be
Mm-hmm.
done by it, so I made sure to give myself space so my allies don't get hit.
Roger that.
Unless they move in that space.
I'll just
But-
preemptively, and this is kind of like how you're thinking of casting it, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Oh, actually, I think I need to be at a flat instead of the corner, so I can move my character down one, but it'll still be that square.
Hey,
Does that make sense? Oops. Whoops, what did I do there?
You just place the template.
Okay,
No
cool.
big.
Oh, I see. It gives you the template automatically to then place down once you cast a spell. That's
And you
very
can
cool.
right click to make it go away.
Okay. Good try.
Alrighty. I need. Okay, you guys watch as suddenly its skin seems to kind of convulse, and it's almost like Princess Mononoke in that way, where the flesh kind of like convulses and wells up and goes wavy, and you see there's kind of like lightning seemingly kind of like striking and expanding the skin as suddenly there's like a aura that seems to be emanating from it in a 40-foot sphere centered on itself.
Uh-oh.
That is large.
I think I'm just out of it.
Uh-oh.
Wait, 40-foot radius?
Mm-hmm.
Not out of that one.
Mm-hmm. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm not good at those.
Oh. I may as well just... I'll see you guys later. I'll stick it out.
Did I roll a
Alrighty.
1?
Yes, you did. Then when it's rolled like that,
no.
that's a one.
Australians are dying
Creighton,
today.
you both.
Wait,
And Creighton, you are the only ones who fail. As you guys are under the effect of the confusion spell, the lightning kind of shoots out in this little bit of a sphere around there. All of you guys kind of like try to resist, but the two of you just like suddenly have this weird blue glow over your eyes. So what it does
How
is
does that affect my... Yeah.
you're casting because you're technically like holding it there. Do you guys remember? Is it?
From my
Do you
last
have to
turn.
maintain concentration on a spell that you're casting? No, right?
If you're holding it, I think.
Yeah, if you're holding it, yeah.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
so blah 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 blah. On your turn, you get to you. So you guys can't take reactions. So yes, your thunder wave fizzles. And on your turn, you must roll a d10 and determine what it's going to be, and that's going to be in that Discord chat that I have. As this aura kind of fizzles out.
Oh no.
And it is Yanni's turn.
Okay, I'll stand up. And let's see.
Oh, he's alive.
You, Alaka! Leave me alone! Leave my friends alone! And I'm gonna spook you!
Oh, Yanni.
Nice.
So this is Dissonant Whispers, but I call it Spook.
Nice.
I rolled
Nice.
shit for damage.
It rolled very poorly on its save. It takes 8 points of psychic damage and moves away from you. So like I said, that is going to be gone. Getting us closer to Crane again. Lyra, you have no reaction. Casaria and Rhodus, you guys do get attacks of opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Do they? I thought forced movement didn't. I mean, I'll take it.
Oh, that is true. Yep. That is a good call out. So it just
Damn
runs,
it.
it runs over towards Crane and just like
Hides in the corner with me.
yep. As you're just like kind of
Come
like
here,
this-
buddy. It's okay. We'll
What's that?
hide
yeah.
from the big bad scary men together.
yeah. All right, Yanni. Anything as a bonus action? 15 feet.
No, I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
Alrighty.
Hopefully, somebody else's body absorbs its impact before it gets back to me.
The rogue's life. Alrighty, Brissa. What do you
He's
do?
a survivor.
I will move up here with 30 feet, and then I can't really reach it, but I can. You know, I have a javelin, so I will throw a javelin at it. Why not? It
Alrighty,
seems
you put your
like-
glaive in, and kind of like your other hand, you pull out the javelin, and
Maybe. Oh, it didn't. Do I get advantage since Crane is on the other side?
no.
Or no? Okay.
I'm not.
Range attacks
yeah,
never get
I'm
that.
not a threat.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Blind miss.
It hits Crane in the side of the neck, and she falls over to. I'm just kidding, Andrew. Alrighty, that is a miss, sadly. But then the boar slips and breaks its neck, so it all worked out in the end. All right, anything as a bonus action that you have?
Thank you, Lothario.
Nope. I can't do anything
Yeah.
with that bonus action. So.
All right, Ro, it's you. But now I want to
I
see
cannot
Ro the
get-
bro. God damn it. I just gotta get better. I just have to be better as a human.
I can get maybe just here. I think that's as close as I can get with my 30 feet.
No, you have another 5 feet, but so you could make it to right there.
To here? Okay, perfect. I'm just chasing this bad boy down, swinging away with my great sword, trying to get some glory, get some blood on here. Some,
My God.
and it's just not happening. It's just not
Bro!
happening.
It's just like
Dude,
the
you should-
gods
Oh
still
my
want you
God.
to. Whew. All right, you strike again as the
No
creature
blood
kind
and
of
glory.
shakes off the dissonant whispers from Yanni and kind of like its weird eyes kind of looking at you one more time. You just hesitate one moment too long and get a sand cloud up in the air. That is a miss. All right, I believe that brings us to Lyra, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d10, Lyra, if you would.
I do have a question. I know I have to roll this, but did we say that confusion breaks concentration?
That is a... Let me double check if there's something in the rules as written that says that you are incapacitated or something else.
I wasn't sure if that was just because Crane was holding it, or if that was something confusion does.
You...
Yeah, it was because I was holding my spell that I asked about it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you are fine. You have uncontrolled actions. You lose your reactions, but your concentration, you're not incapacitated. So, rules
Okay,
as
so
written.
I just didn't know if Hex was still up, so.
All right, yeah. So it is actually still up. So go ahead and roll me that d10. So again, at the bottom right in that little dice tray, do you remember how to roll those?
Yep. I think that's nothing.
All right, the 3. Let me double
Yeah.
check. That is the creature doesn't move or take actions. So no actions, no bonus actions. You're just like, and as the blue lightning kind of flashes across your eyes there, Lyra, you're just like, and you actually are out of the fight in your own mind as you just see yourself on top of the Mithra Mountains where you hailed from. You see your little, hovels that your family and you lived in for so long below. And you look up, and in the sky itself, seemingly at the base, kind of where the navel is, extending upward into the stomach, are these storm clouds, slowly forming into these rock-hard just completely obsidian black looking abs reaching upwards as you see this man with a little bit of just like this dark beard, blue, just completely lightning colored eyes looking down at you going,
You are no hero. You will die like the rest of them.
and that is, you guys just see Lear just going, oh, no, no. And that is all you're going to do this turn. And I want to double check. Oh my god. Yeah, you're just out for the next minute. That is so rough. Hold on, let me double check.
It says at the end of the turn.
End of turn.
Yeah,
Make
at
me a
the
new
end of the
wisdom
turn.
saving throw at the end of your turn there, Lyra.
Oh, so I can still break it? That's cool.
Hopefully.
Uh,
As
Nice.
you shake your head and you just go, no, 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 and kind of feel yourself be back in the arena. All right, Kasaria, it's your turn.
because there's only 3 people I know that can tell when people are gonna die.
Alrighty then. So, how's the score looking at this point?
Hover over it.
So-
You can actually you can tell it's pretty badly injured.
Okay.
Also, a mod that I installed for this one I'm test driving is showing you how much damage you've done so far to it. It's a little metagamey, but I know people will appreciate it. So in the bottom right of the token, you should see a little red number.
Oh gosh, that's a high number.
Okay. Well, I can't really do shit else as far as like healing at the moment since I used both those. So, and I feel like staying a good distance from him is not a bad idea. So I'll get within range for poison spray and then just target another one of those.
Go for it. I mean, hey, my track record has been absolutely horrendous. That is a good roll, and it saves this time around. So this time there's just like a little bit of coughing and hacking from the snakes. It's kind of like goes in your face and you wave it away, as this time it didn't actually go all the way through.
Curses. Okay. Well. Yeah. That's my turn.
Crane, roll me that d10 if you would.
Yeah, roll a d10.
I believe in you.
Ooh, a
Yay!
10. The creature can act and move normally as you're just like, you also,
Yeah.
you find yourself actually like standing in that large boulevard in Mitros. You find yourself standing between the 2 temples, the Temple of the 5 Gods and the Temple of Sidon. And you see Sidon's statue actually animate and try to strike down and kind of like a lightning bolt striking all 5 statues at the same time as it shatters them. You kind of like just blink and can act normally this turn. It almost inspired you instead of fearing you.
Okay. Would you let me manipulate the thunderous, the thunder wave square so it doesn't hit
Oh yeah, you could
right.
like essentially cast it into the wall there. That's fine.
against the wall? Yeah, that's what I want to do. So let's do that. I'll go with my instinct before, and I just want to get it as far away from me as possible. So as she, prepares her I think Thunder Wave is going to manifest as just like an eruption of raw magic, because she's like, a demigod sorcerer. So instead of it being like, the power of Sidon manifested through her, it'll be like her just like a raw wave of energy.
All right, and literally, it kind of like as a wave of it almost appears like water, but it's actually more like force damage. It shoots outward onto the creature. It is going to.
Damn it! Can't do it because my little.
It is able to save, taking half damage from it, and is not pushed back.
Doesn't get pushed. Yeah. Okay.
Its massive hooves kind of going down, and you see actually it's almost like its hooves are splitting in two, like it has 2 feet now. And you're just like, what is happening? This thing is just mutating and getting weirder and weirder and more crazed.
I'm gonna keep moving back. I'm terrified of this thing. So Crane is going to take the attack of opportunity and like scramble this way.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
as you try that, it attacks you
Yep.
and knocks you out for 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
As you're just like... At the end of your turn, go ahead and make me that wisdom saving throw to see if you at least resist the confusion. Let me double check what the save is for that one. The confusion at the very least fades. Alrighty, that brings us to the boar. As the boar just like kind of like takes Crane, you kind of like stuck on the tusk there, and kind of flings you down to the ground. Its eyes going crazed and looks at you, Rodus, is going to make a tusk attack. And that is a hit. You would be taking 13 points of slashing damage, but it is reduced to only 6 since you are raging. As you guys watch as the tusk kind of goes in, barely pierces through the abs a little bit, and he kind of holds it back with one hand, and you fling the creature back. Yanni, it's your turn.
Still up. Just barely.
Just one word. Bro.
Oh, is it my turn? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. New character names. It's too funny. Merlinix Gaming. He's in one of my other games, and he had to make a new character, and I would call him out, and we'd sit there sometimes for like 20 seconds just waiting for him to react, and I'd be like, old character name, and he's like, oh damn it! So he put like a thing is like my name is freaking hilarious.
How high is the box where?
15 feet. Like the lower part of it. And then it's like the wall itself is like another 5 feet there. Or
So
it's
I'm
actually
gonna,
more like a half or like 3 feet of wood.
I'm gonna move to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then if my math is right, I should be able to poof right to where Valis was sitting.
So that is 20 feet away and 15 feet up. Somebody do
So not quite. So more like here. Right?
That's also 20 feet.
By fancy DM guide measurements.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
third edition measurements instead of 5th edition measurements. All right. Well, so much for that. How is that 20? If it's
Because it's 2 diagonals. That's
5. Oh, okay. 5, 10, 15 up, and then 5 more. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think Damon has a point. I think 5th
No,
edition rules
he's
are
right.
diagonal
He's right.
is
He's right.
Okay.
Andrew, it's
five
the
for the
DMG.
first
It's an
turn.
optional rule that DMs have
Yeah.
the purview of choosing, and I choose the DMG. Second
Cool.
diagonal is 10 feet.
I'm just
Right.
glad he's not using the metric system on us. But
I mean, there's some of us that would appreciate it, but
actually, I like the metric system. I
it
think
just
we're
makes so much more
foolish.
sense. Base 10, man.
Yeah.
Base 10.
10 fingers.
Yeah, right.
All
5,280.
right. Well, I'm not sure what kind of cover he might have between Lyra and Brissa, but I'll go ahead and shoot at him from here.
All right, that is, we'll say about half cover between the two of them. It is still a large creature and towers over them, but there's like a line of humanoids in front of you that you don't want to hit.
That I don't want to hit.
As you want to hit Lyra, I mean.
I'm the best off right now.
Ooh, very nice.
Hey.
And
Direct.
Ro
And then
is
I
there.
get sneak, right?
You sure do. Ooh, very nice. 12 points of damage. As it actually hit the left eye on the creature, and the arrow kind of sticks, the end of it still sticks out of it. It just kind of smashes around, as it's not enough to fell it, but it's certainly stung.
Beat the Malaka!
For the Assassin's Creed fans out there.
Or people who speak Greek.
No, just Assassin's Creed fans. Greek didn't exist
Okay.
outside of that game.
It's not actually real.
They invented it for the game, right?
It's not. Yeah, it's not real. It doesn't really mean asshole in Greek.
Not at all.
It's totally made up language.
They made wait. You're right. They didn't create it for Odyssey. They created it for 300. That's when they created
Oh,
Greek.
man.
Yeah, that's true. It's
All right.
only the oldest spoken unaltered language in the world. But yeah.
Right. Anything as a bonus action.
No, I am. Since I can't poof where I want to poof, I am not going to use my bonus action.
All right, Brissa, it's your turn.
All right, Brissa will walk up and just do a slow spin with her glaive, and then try and whack it real good. Oh, that one.
You
And
didn't
the spin-
whack it so good. As you.
And then we'll see with the bonus action.
Alrighty.
Wow.
What's up with? Oh my God, that is an exact replica of rolls. That's
Oh yeah, it is.
crazy.
It is. All right.
You might want to put that one in the dice jail for a while, man.
Yeah, right.
They gave me a
were
natural
there.
20 right out the gate, though. So I think we're about even. So, all right. Well, that was my action and bonus action.
All right, Rodus.
All right, guys, we have refreshed. We're new RNG seed in this, dice roller. We're going to. This is going to be it, or we're going to kill this thing.
I'm sending my good juju
Or-
your way. You got this.
Reckless.
I
You
get
could
that at
try
a third
reckless.
level.
If you still want to grapple it, it has.
Oh, you'll get it to second level, right?
Second level,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh man, yeah. I was totally thinking, yeah, you should totally do that.
Well, we can just level up right now.
Yeah, middle of the fight, right? Crane stands back up.
Yeah,
Right,
when you
that's-
level up in the middle of the fight, you get all your hit points back, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, and you get like a
Yeah.
free. You get one free
We'll-
disintegrate. I think that's fair.
Yeah, we all
Oh,
get
yeah,
surrounded
that's
by
even
the
better.
light, and everybody knows we leveled up.
Leveling up is a free long rest. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
try to
all we gotta do is
cleave
channel our energy
this.
on digital monsters.
You just gotta feel it. Do you want to have this great weapon master strike succeed? And if you just want it bad enough, that's how the secret works, right? It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to cleave this demon boar's head in half, summon all of my godly strength into this roll. Damn it, dude.
I'm so sorry.
This is Peter's way of telling you to not use hot pink dice. You're embarrassing him.
No, I love hot pink dice. Wrong. That is
I thought they were
fantastic. But oh my God, what is happening? All right, Rotus. It's just like you see Crane fall over. Jan is just kind of like, I can't get up there. You're just like looking over, trying to not get distracted and strike down. Another miss.
David, could I have moved back 5 feet with my movement because I only had?
Mhm.
Okay.
You munchkin.
What?
Me
Not that
munchkin?
Beautiful
Never.
opportunity.
He's average height, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Alrighty, I believe that brings us to Lyra, unless you want to move, Rotus. Sorry.
Well, I'm not going to do anything, but I'm just going to say, like,
I mean, what you could do is, move over there at the very least. So if Brissa moved up there, you guys might have some flankety flank going on.
I can move around.
Kick Crane 5 feet away as well on your way. Just roll her
You
away.
could do a grapple, but that would take your action, i.e. your attack.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
also put coins over Crane's eyes just in case.
Yeah, I think that is probably actually the most reasonable thing you can do.
I'll just step
Don't
over.
bother-
Step over Crane's unconscious
Sorry,
body.
excuse me, sorry.
Sorry.
Hope you don't mind. Nice hair. Alrighty, that brings us to Lyra. It's your turn.
Does her hair
Um,
when she's unconscious? That's the big question.
Ray, are you bald when you're knocked out?
Oh, yeah. I think the water around her hair would just soak into the sand around her head. Yeah.
Insult
Sad.
to injury.
Sad.
And her eyebrows and eyelashes melt away as well because they're little flecks of ice.
Should have
Oh my
tattooed
God.
it. Microblading. Alrighty, Lyra, what do you do?
So, if I tried to drag Crane away, did you say that that's an action?
Yes. So here's another problem that you might be looking at. You'd have to move through Casaria's spot in order to make it to Crane. Now, without getting an attack of opportunity. Well, actually, okay. So what you could do is move right there, drag Crane to this square right there, and that. Well, hold up. No.
Here,
It's
if I
almost
move-
dead. Just kill it.
Yeah.
Did you
that's
guys hear
true.
a meta creature? What was that? Yeah, the meta
Hey,
pigeon just
Yanni-
came from
Yanni-
Critical Role and landed here. What's up?
Battle,
It's,
Yanni's
it's,
battle
still,
You
experience.
get a free one with the shirt.
I just,
it's still X2, so Lyra would stand to do like the most damage at this point.
okay, fine. Fine.
Fine.
What to the fates will?
If I have to be a
don't want you to
badass.
Yeah.
die. I just don't want you to die.
Nor do I.
I mean, Crane hasn't even done death save yet. Crane's doing alright.
Yeah,
Crane's-
I'm 3 rolls away from
The best
dying.
way
I'm
for
not-
Crane to not die is for it to die.
right.
Yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
fine.
You're right. I'll Eldritch Blast the boar.
Yeah, you will.
And its smoking corpse falls over on Crane, crushing her to death.
Oh, okay.
2 death saves.
Nice.
Heck yes.
Ooh, that's gnarly. Roll me a d6.
This one.
That'll do.
Alrighty, Lyra, she's just like reaching out, pulling as much as you can out of the strings that make fate, prophecy, and time and everything happen. How do you want to do this?
I think I'll just grab the hex string that is attached to the boar and just break it with my Eldritch Blast.
Alright. And as you pull it out, you see that there seems to be a core, something in the very center of its essence that is just made out of pure hate and lightning. And you pull on it and you're like, "Ah!" As you kind of reach upward, and suddenly there's just a light that comes from this golden dome that is still around and shoots down into strings into your hand. As you slam them together, there's just a flash. As the massive squeal of the creature rings through the auditorium here. And you see all of the weird convulsion, like the weird waving, flesh kind of going up and down and expanding out and inward and contracting in weird ways, kind of breaking its spine, breaking its legs. Its head gets larger and then kind of contracts back down. Cronenberg would be happy. As suddenly it just lays still, smoke coming off of its weird mutated body, and you guys are just like as suddenly the crowd that was still in there watching the entire thing in complete silence and awe just goes and there's just complete cheering. It doesn't matter if they were a natural Thylean or someone that descended from the people who settled here. There's just pure cheers. As we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We'll see you guys shortly. welcome back. We pick back up as the group has just defeated this mutated and massively morphed looking boar that is now lying dead at the feet of Rhodus. Crane is still passed out next to you, but since you guys are not in active combat, I'm not going to require you guys to continue with the deaths and the like, so you don't have to worry about any of that. The death saves. You guys see as all around you, the crowd is just cheering wildly. If you have something that can raise Crane, she certainly might have a speech prepared for a situation like this.
Yeah, I actually was just... I don't have much, but I will use my 1 point of healing hands that I get as an SMR.
Awesome. As Crane, you are back up. There's kind of this golden glow that, as your rage kind of fades away, pulses down into your arm and pushes into Crane. The golden light actually kind of like seems to go through her veins and then turn into this like incandescent blue as it pushes through there. And Crane, you open up and your eyes just meets Rose as he just has his hand out for you to stand back up.
Yeah, I bro clasp him and
pull you
let
to your
him
feet.
Pull me back up. Yeah.
And your hair's back.
Got anything to say?
Yay!
I think the hair would stay in the sand. Actually, I don't think she's worried about it.
Oh.
I think she looks pissed off. She looks. Yeah. Embarrassment that has turned to anger very quickly.
Yeah. Got anything you want to say to the crowd?
The crowd's cheering around us, right?
Oh, 100%. They are on fire. They absolutely loved it.
Seem like they're cheering for us, or they're cheering just because they get shown. Okay.
It's a little bit of both. Okay. They certainly are cheering for you because of what you just did. The good show.
Yeah, cool. No, I think Crane feels really embarrassed about her performance, so she's not gonna We said the snake was the face, so the snake is the leader. I just got specifically told to make sure I specifically mentioned the team of the snake. So that was all she was obligated to do. Now that her job is done and she feels embarrassed, she's just gonna shut down and get real sullen and arch her back and kind of just sit in the dirt. And
as you don't see anything forthcoming, Ro, you do feel that there's that moment, that excitement as it's kind of like
yeah. I know my gladiatorial experience has taught me this is the time we have to capitalize. However, Rhodus always feels quite humbled by the experience, not feeling as though he has helped quite as much as he might have expected he would, given he told everybody to stay out of his way when we were going in. So yeah, I guess I'll just
karma. It just came right back to bite you.
Yeah, I'll walk up to Casaria and say, maybe want to take this opportunity to show everyone what some Medusas can be about.
Yeah, Casaria in traditional brand, especially after being used to, being a social outcast, if you will, is going to walk up to the boar and she's gonna start just trying to loot it for anything that might be of interest. It's kind of like an amalgamation of all different kinds of stuff, and she's not really gonna pay any heed to how it looks to the cheering crowd as she starts to just try and pick into it and rip at its flesh and whatnot. She's just gonna keep going and seeing if there's anything out.
Alrighty.
Yanni's gonna study it while she's doing that and see if he can just see if he notices anything that might make sense of what happened, other than divine intervention.
A medicine or arcana check.
Okay. Seeing that no one else is going to capitalize on this moment of crowd
Brissa will raise her sword and say, for the dragons!
Okay. Peter is going to take his greatsword, and with the tip of his greatsword, he's going to draw a circle with a hammer in the center and then 5 stars around it, which is the symbol of Peter. Just to sort of claim this victory for his father.
as you have someone claiming it for the cult of the snake, someone for Peter, someone for the Dragonlords. There's just like one person in the crowd kind of stops cheering. He's like, "You guys need to work on your branding."
So Kasaria will take some of the flesh she's ripping away from this boar and just like throw droplets of blood on like the symbol for Pita and like a couple of the others just to kind of give them like a blood blessing for the audience.
Alrighty, yeah, that is when the native races of Thylia actually start getting even more riled up too, as the blood sacrifice is something that in that case even honors Sidon as well. As the Golden Dome kind of shimmers away, and Valis once more descends down from the sky. Her golden eyes kind of like, or like white golden eyes, return back to normal. These beautiful golden irises looking down upon all of you guys. She's hovering there, maybe 5 feet above the dais itself, looking at you guys having slain the boar. As she just goes,
"Does the king come back?"
King is gone.
Okay.
She says, "What you have done here today is a feat of heroes." And you see her eyes kind of scanning the crowd, definitely understanding that there's going to be a little bit of reading and interpretation that's going to have to happen with this. And she goes, "This creature was sent by Sidon to test the limits of the Oath of Peace. It is still in effect, but it is waning. You have seen here today that his power is not absolute, is not as great as he would like you to believe." There's some snickering and some murmuring in the crowd. "But these people, mortals like you, have shown today that you have power. The Oracle has already foretold that heroes will rise at the end of the age of the Oath of Peace. Maybe today you look upon these 6 and see the heroes. This creature," and during that moment, as you kind of had studied it, Yanni, for those like heartbeats in between, you certainly noticed that there was mutations and weirdness going on there, that definitely was like almost like a divine spark was inserted and immediately started completely just convulsing and mutating this creature from the inside out. Like it wasn't even acting on its own will anymore. And so as that goes forth, she says, "This creature, this agent of chaos, has to be sacrificed. Heroes, to whom will you make your sacrifice?" And you guys would understand that she means, to which god will you give this sacrifice?
Since I'm standing next to Kasaria, I'm like, is it rude if we say somebody other than her?
Should I do a religion check, or should I just tell him?
No, it seems to be like she purposely
is she?
is giving it like towards you guys, so that you have like to show what your metal is. She's certainly testing you to see, are you guys going to give this towards Sidon or Lutheria? Are you guys giving this to one of the ancient gods, so Katamane and Thylia herself? Or are you going to give this to one of the 5 gods? Now, if this was a video game, you certainly would know this is kind of like the Mass Effect Paragon or Renegade. But where are you guys going to push yourselves in the future?
We could hypothetically, like, deliberately say no gods. Like, we could deliberately dedicate it to like the crowd, or the people of the land, like, and deliberately scorn all of them. We have that option as well.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not for or against anything at this point.
As one who has felt the scorn of gods and has spent my life devoted to them, I feel like we must dedicate this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some blood off of the boar again and like lift my hand up and just say that we dedicate this offering to any deities that happen to smile and show us their favor.
You guys are supposed to give that offering right now. That is like that's what you're gathering with a passive insight
Right.
if you want to. So
That's-
which
So we dedicate.
I think that's what he just did.
Any eyes.
to what? Sorry, maybe I just didn't hear you.
Any the eyes of any gazing deities that might be showing us their favor or have us under their gaze at the moment.
Make me a religion check, Casaria. With advantage, I would say.
With advantage, huh? Alright. You said it's alt when I click it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
A for alt, A for advantage. That's how I keep it
Yeah.
straight.
Bam!
You are certain to your very core that all of the gods are watching this moment. As
That
there
we
is a
dedicated
prophecy on the brink of becoming truth. Of a group of heroes that just beat back some kind of a paragon or at least a weapon sent by one god against another. And you guys were there to interfere, to stand in its way and to strike it down. This is an opportunity where you can dedicate it to one god, or you could dedicate it to no god. But with that 21, I'll tell you, the scorn of the god is real. What do you do?
With that 21, would they also get the feeling of, like, which god would be worse to give it to? Like, are there any jealous gods or petty gods? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we're dealing
All
with
jealous and petty.
Chris will say, give it to Thylea. She's the mother of all the gods.
yeah, Thylea could be the overarching, like, least problematic, so to speak, you know?
Is Thylea still around?
No, she's
In
the
a
land that we
way.
walk
She's
on.
the
Yeah, she's the
island,
land that
yeah.
you walk
Tree.
on. There's
Yeah.
that world's tree that kind of grows,
Yes.
and so she not really like her pseudo mortal form, her pseudo like that body that she had died that day, but turned into Thylea. So she's not there actively anymore to interfere, so to speak.
You know, it might be fun to dedicate it to the Fates since they're Lyra's patrons, anywho.
You know, from a religion check, the fates would not
Right,
be the
I'm-
thing.
I'm a fan of Kira.
I don't really serve any of the gods, but I will just put a vote in for anyone except for Sidon.
I mean, that kind of
Crane would-
If I had to pick, I'd say Kira. I like Kira. She's my favorite. She makes me laugh, makes me happy.
yeah, I mean, I served her faithfully for years. I'm not opposed.
Crane is all about Thylea, so she'd want to go for that one.
I wouldn't say Kasaria's against it either. I mean, she knows the old ways.
I think we need to pick now, though. It's getting awkward.
We're all just standing here like,
Right.
This is out of character stuff. Like this is stuff that's kind of like going through your minds.
Yeah, we need to figure it out.
As Yanni, you
did
say
it
out
seem
loud,
In
like
character,
your vote
wait,
is
wait,
Kira.
in
Crane, you go
character,
Thalia. Go ahead, bro.
in character, Rhodus is going to just walk up to the boar and try to chop its head off with his greatsword, just like with one heaving blow, and then he will just like drag its head over to the diagram he made in the sand and look at Valis and say, I dedicate this to the god of battle himself, Peter, and I hope that he can smile upon the team of the snake in all of our battles moving forward.
Alrighty.
Is there gonna be more?
As you watch, you guys are kind of like starting to speak up and kind of like argue amongst yourself. Thalia, Kira, nobody, and you see Rhodus just kind of take the greatsword, the blood spraying across him, picks up the boar's head by the tusk, drops it onto the little circle that he had drawn. As the blood starts to seep out and into the sand itself, takes the greatsword and looking up at Valis, says what you just said, and you hear just a thunder rolling across the sky, as suddenly golden runes scroll themselves all across your blade, the greatsword that you're wielding. And as they scroll themselves out, you see they leave behind some kind of silvered path as the very edge of your sword becomes silvered. You now have a silvered greatsword. As you pull it out of that, you feel in your very core, Peter was watching. Peter knows.
Yeah, and I'll hold my greatsword aloft for the crowd and for Valis, challenging her.
As you hold it aloft,
Enticing
and the blood
her.
kind of like drops down onto your bare chest. The entire crowd just goes, "Yeah! Chosen once! Chosen once! Chosen once! Chosen once!" And as all of the sandaled feet all around you are just drumming, you see as Valis floats over and kind of sets down in front of you guys, holding out both of her hands, her eyes going white once more. There's suddenly a light that just flashes across and envelops all of you guys. As you guys find yourselves whisked away from the craziness, away from the fighting, onto just the precipice of a little bit of a butte overlooking the Cerulean Gulf.
Do I also find myself divinely well rested?
Oh, we chose wrong. She gonna push us off a cliff.
Whoop.
As she kind of looks upon you guys in the darkness, she kind of closes her eyes for a second, and as she opens them back up, there's just blissful, just light that shines out from her. It's almost like this pillar of light coming off of the edge of that space, as she looks amongst all of you and says, What are you trying to do today? As she takes a step towards you, anger and golden light kind of flashing across her eyes for a second towards you, Casaria.
Is she the only other person besides us in this space?
Mm-hmm. This is just kind of like it's kind of like that place right there. You guys are just caught up there on the top of that little precipice of that butte overlooking the gulf there. Far away from Mitros, you see all the torches and flames burning off in the distance, miles away from where you guys are currently.
Yanni instinctively kind of sidles up behind Rhodus's leg and is like,
you see her beautiful brown hair just kind of floating around the golden why can't I think of it right now, the leaves kind of like
laurels
to glow with her, the laurels kind of starting to glow there as well, as she lifts 5 feet off the ground, kind of looking down upon you, Casaria.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shove my fancy new runed silvered greatsword into the ground.
I'm not gonna hide behind you anymore.
Just in the ground, more like just like, all right, we need to calm down here.
I'm gonna go hide behind Brisa now.
Brisa takes her glaive, puts it in the ground. I'm just kidding.
Oh, son of a bitch.
When Rose says we need to calm down here a bit, Crane steps forward, like shoulders past him towards Valis, and is like, "What is this? What is going on? Where have you taken us? Are you
don't piss off the
intending
god.
to kill us? Yeah. Have you brought us here to wipe us out of existence?"
She could have done that back there.
Yeah, her angry glare still focused on the Medusa in front of her, as she just kind of flicks her hand to the side, and Crane, you just feel yourself kind of like pushed back a little bit, and golden bands just kind of start to restrain you. It doesn't hurt.
Could I get close to Casaria? Like I wanted to.
It like
up
actively
next to
drags
Casaria.
you away from her.
Yeah.
I definitely understand. You want to get as close as you can, but as it is, she kind of like waves you away as she
I want to
looks
show that we're
still, just-
allies, you know.
Yeah, directly at Casaria, and just goes, "I ask you again. What are you trying to do?"
So I'm gonna shoot her a cold glare and say, I imagine that you wouldn't know much about being on the receiving end of a curse, but I would ask you to at least try and put yourself into somebody else's situation and at least imagine the great lengths to which one would go at the promise of breaking a curse.
Her eyes kind of narrow for a second as she seems to be piercing through your outer visage, through your outer being into your very soul. And you see her eyes just open up just slightly as she nods.
So, and then I'll just give her a matter of fact and say, I assume you're at least familiar with my curse. So you must have at least seen at least one person undergo this at some point. So tell me that they didn't go to great lengths either for a cure.
I see your story now. She kind of sinks down towards the ground. She only stands about 5'5", in this mortal shell that she wears. The hair kind of going down, the eyes glowing away to her normal golden irises as she steps forward towards you. The snake's actually kind of like hissing as she comes closer. She puts a hand on your cheek. One of the snakes tries to bite, and you feel with pain as the teeth, as they try to, like the fangs, they try to sink into her flesh, just break and bend against her skin. And kind of goes back as she just touches your cheek and just goes, "You have been led astray by so many. How many more times are you going to be promised and then let down? Caesarea of the Temple of Kira, you must forge your own destiny now. You must stop trusting promises that are without oath, without honor." As she looks now over towards you, Crane, a little bit of that glow starts to reappear in her eyes. "And you
What?
hate the Dragonlords so much. I can see the seething in your soul. What do you think you would accomplish here today? To strike at the king? To strike at me? Just so that we would strike you down? So that you could become martyrs for this cult of the snake? For the Lady of Coin? You are simply pawns today. But," as the glow now disappears, and she kind of takes on a more regal position, kind of like takes a deep breath in and a deep breath back out. "The Oracle speaks truly. When she speaks of the future, she knows what she speaks of." As she takes all of you guys in once more. "You may be the heroes that we have been foretold. You will be put in between the gods and the titans and the elders. Your path I cannot foresee. The choices will be yours, mortals, and I hope that you will be able to make the right choices. And you," looking back at you, Caesarea, "you have no idea what I have and have not witnessed, child. I have seen heartbreak you could only imagine, but I see the pain and the care that you have. I saw the way that you did not want your compatriots to die here today, the care that you showed. The love shines bright in you. If you are to be the heroes, make sure that you know what fate you will choose for Thylia. For if the Oracle's words are true, you are going to be the ones who get to forge it in blood and fire." She almost seems to be kind of listening to something off in the distance for a second. "The last of the creatures at the games has been struck down. every other creature that Sidon mutated this day has slain many. You truly are outstanding. I hope that my hope is not misplaced in you. Now, all of you need to see the oracle. For if you are the prophesied, or at least form the group that is going to make the prophecy true, you will need to hear her words and heed what she says. Put aside your anger, looking at Ukraine. Put aside your hubris.
She gets more angry.
Looking at you, Rhodas. And figure out what you want for Thylea.
Can I do an insight check? Because if we are supposed to be in between the old gods and the new, that means she's on one side of that fight. So is she trying to deliberately, say, like, you could be the chosen ones, and, like, you should be on our side? Like, is she trying to sway us to make us think that she is on the right side? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
It's not so much an insight check. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you heard the words that she said. She didn't necessarily say, obviously only the five gods are the right gods. Absolutely, and that's how gods talk, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We also have trickster gods walking around too, so I got tricked by a hat. It was like a minion of Sidon or whatever. So.
It's so complicated because, like, it seems like, there are two sides, but everyone kind of worships all gods, both sides. So we as regular people, even if we have some attachments to specific gods, would probably still think all gods are just as damn powerful and just as scary. So, like, one of those gods is now telling us that, we might be the chosen ones. So if one side of a war is telling you that you're a chosen one, then the other side is probably going to think you're an enemy. Unless they also tell you that you're a chosen one, but that would just become more confusing. So definitely going to the Oracle seems to be the smart thing, but this chick is confusing. I like it.
Alrighty, as she puts her hands
Krista
out...
Krista will chip in and be like, "What did you say we were gonna get a dragon if we killed that beast?"
She kind of puts up her eyebrow. No. As there's a golden light that kind of glows from her eyes.
Oh no!
As it shoots across you guys, and you guys feel yourself transported and whisked away. As you find yourselves in that broad promenade once more that splits the two temples between one another. No sign of Valis at the moment.
I thought she cursed Brissa to be dragonless.
Oh, that you didn't get it that way. It's more like she said you're not going to get a dragon immediately.
I think Crane vomits because she's on 1 HP and she just got transported twice in like 5 minutes, teleported twice. So, yeah, Crane vomits.
You know I don't wear shoes, right?
She coughs and wipes her mouth. Sorry about that. I know a great weaver down in the slums. They will do a cheap pair of sandals, most comfortable. I will hook you up.
I'm a halfling. We don't wear shoes. It comes with the territory. See the furry feet?
Then I think if somebody vomits on your feet, it's your own fault.
Well, sandals wouldn't help with the tops.
Just make his ass second breakfast.
Sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, I said just make his ass second breakfast.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got a question. For Ro. You do this on purpose? You get in fights like that on purpose?
All the time.
You never got hit by the boar full speed, did you? That'd make you think twice about it.
No, this
Sure
time.
does.
Been hit by
Man,
plenty of boar in my time.
are you brave or stupid or a little bit of both?
Probably both.
I'm not brave at all. I didn't know that till just now, but I'm not brave at all.
Well, you've certainly learned how to shoot an arrow a bit better.
Yeah. Yes, I mean that first one went. I think I might have hit that dude in the shoulder up in the stands, but after that, I kind of got it under control a little bit.
He's the 7th hero that we have to find at the end of the adventure.
It's gonna be the guy who's like, remember me?
Yeah.
We'll put a pin in this for later.
Sorry, dad joke.
And so we've been teleported to just in between these two temples in like downtown Mitros.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, in
Are
like
there
these
people around? Did anyone react to us suddenly appearing there? Was there any visual effect?
Now that you guys are actually paying attention to that, oh yeah, there's a throng of people
Okay.
that kind of stop and push to the sides as they're kind of like whispering to each other. As you actually have someone kind of shout from the back, "Those are the chosen ones! They're the ones who beat back Sidon's boar!"
That's right, that's us.
That's me.
We're friends of the goddess too.
There are all of these
How are they
conversations
reacting
going
to, Kissaria?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cover myself, like, 'cause
No. We're with pride.
Oh, true. Honestly, I probably had that like cloak or whatever. I probably threw that back over myself. Now that I think about it.
already. I mean, they certainly.
I'm asking if people want
are
autographs.
shocked and like pushing away, kind of pointing, especially the younger members of the populace there, pointing at Kissaria and Lyra with obvious like, oh my god, kind of stuff. As a couple of centurions actually approach you guys, and again, these centurions seem to have like these silvered looking breastplates, long spears, these hoplon shields, round as they are, with the visage of Mitros, again, the goddess that is the namesake for the city, kind of approaching you guys. You see these bronze helmets that are sitting there, also kind of like this weird silver material in it, and these central rows of bristled hair kind of going down the back as they approach you guys.
These guys are like cops, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they're kind of like a standing army and guards enforcers.
I'm kind of reflexively shuffling away and getting ready to sprint.
Crane reflexively gets defensive as well. That's right.
As they approach you
Fight's
guys,
about
just
to
go,
start.
Hail, gladiators.
Bristle will
Is it-
go up and just
Yeah.
say hi.
How can we help you?
Are you truly the ones they have called the chosen ones?
Yeah, that's us.
We are indeed.
What of it?
And you see the two guards kind of like look at each other.
Are we under arrest? What's the charge?
No, nothing like this. We just, if you wouldn't mind, and they pull out these little parchments. Would you guys mind? And they essentially are asking for autographs from you guys, as you have increased to the first level of fame. For those of you guys watching, Odyssey of the Dragonlords has a fame system. The higher you rise in the fame system, the more goodies you get out of that.
As Crane gets
Fame there is.
one of the guards, she kind of looks at everyone else, playing along, and she takes the thing and goes to sign it, and looks at the guy and asks him for his name, and realizes it's someone who has arrested her before, and kind of turns her shoulder away, and leans against a column to write the thing and hands it back to him and like gets out of there.
And he kind of like squints his eyes and is like, "Isn't that?" Kind of recognizing that bald
Yes,
guy, the tattoos and stuff
big
like
damn
that.
heroes. Yes.
She normally has water hair.
Wait,
That's why I'm having trouble placing her.
I nudge Yanni in the head.
That's my
'cause his head's
ear.
right.
I'm shit.
as the guards turn towards you, Kissaria, though, and there's just a stern look. Did you end up covering your snakes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, as it's almost like this little babushka shawl that you have going on around your
do-rag.
You just go. You are potentially a chosen, so keep a low profile. If we see anyone petrified in the streets, we will have conversations with you, but keep
I'm gonna
those
I'm gonna
snakes
return-
covered for the time, for everyone's safety, yes?
Yeah. So I mean, given that reception, she's not going to sign their autograph book. But I feel like she also just isn't necessarily inclined anyway, because as a priestess, she knows the significance of the name. So
Alrighty.
One of the guards comes away with a.
she's going to give them just yet another like repulsed glare, because she's used to this kind of treatment, but she still doesn't appreciate it. And she's definitely not signing their autograph book. She's just going to shrug away.
Alrighty.
One of the guards comes away with a snake bite, like puncture in his book, and he thinks that's good enough, and he's like, "I got the Medusa."
Sure thing.
That's the closest they're getting to an autograph.
Yeah.
Mm.
As suddenly, as the guards kind of turn away, there's like a throng of people as there are more and more people saying like, "Yeah, me too, me too." Hey, yeah,
Wait,
can you
before
give...
they turn away. Just right after I'm done signing theirs, I want to. Any idea where we might be able to collect our winnings?
Well, whoever you signed up with, what are you Team of the Snake, yes?
Who was it? Yeah, who was it that sponsored our ticket?
Little dragon, the black dragonborn with the eye patch.
Well, that answers that question.
And then, David, remind me, I know the king was named in the oath that Brissa and I took, but I don't remember exactly what it was that they told us to do. Just win, right?
No, it didn't say that you had
Fight.
to win. You had to fight.
Oh, word. So we did more than we needed to. So we're gonna ask for more.
D&D players every single time. Alrighty, as you guys kind of like get thronged by all of these people to give you autographs, there's one voice that kind of like calls out, excuse me, and you see this very frail, like 5'3" woman, very spry, kind of like flowing black locks, beautiful piercing green eyes, kind of pushing through that. Casaria, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man.
I automatically reach for the piece of paper I think she's gonna make me sign.
There we go.
Alrighty. As you kind of, you all watch Casaria go stock still, as she sees this woman kind of push through the throng there. And I'll actually change the lighting conditions so we can see a little bit better. It is night. But as she sees this this young woman, she has scrolls in her arm, kind of carries this little bit of a feather as a quill, has probably another dozen or so in two different holders on her back, as she just kind of goes, excuse me, are you the chosen ones? And Casaria, you kind of like have a shiver down your back as it's almost a spitting image of what the hag looked like that day.
Oh.
Crane will take the piece of paper and say, oh, wait, there was no piece of paper, that was in my head. Yes, we are the chosen ones. If you want an autograph, it is 1 copper. 1 copper signature.
Well, actually, I was going to make you a proposal, if you don't mind. I'm not looking for your signature. In fact, I'm trying to find a way to make you more coin, me more coin, and in the process, everyone happier. Excuse me, my name is Kyra. Yes, named after the goddess. And I am a poet and wandering bard. I love to tell epic stories of heroes of the land, and I mean, the chosen ones are the perfect source of epic inspiration, if you will. If you would have me, of course, I would love to travel with all of you, write these poems, and as you accomplish your feats of magnificence and do whatever you may, where are you going next?
Probably take a bath. I'm all covered in worse stuff.
Ooh, I think I know exactly the place where we could go. But come here, and she just grabs your hands in hers and starts pulling you, Yanni.
Hey, wait, hey!
Huh? And she kind of turns around, completely just like innocently oblivious. She's just like, what? I thought you wanted to bath.
Just because I'm little doesn't mean you can drag me.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna step.
I'm
step
so
forward
sorry.
and do that before.
I just got so excited. And she just smiles, just waiting for a response from you guys.
Where are you trying to drag me off to?
A bathhouse. You said you wanted a bath, yes?
Yeah, I want a bath.
All right, let's go. Well, the rest of you
Okay.
are, of course, welcome to join as well. Do you want to come?
I mean, I'm still gonna say that I've seen this before and that I need to see this play out a little bit. Like very, very suspicious.
Hmm.
And then,
Are you-
As long as there's beds there.
Caesarea, make me an insight check.
Does it look like she was heading towards like
Like where it would be reasonable
Wait.
to be the bathhouses, yes.
well
and- What are you trying to deduce, Andrew?
so the direction she started to head with Yanni as she was pulling him along, was that towards the kind of more expensive side of town or less expensive side of town, would you say, in general?
The less expensive side of town.
How much? Okay, good. Then Crane will be into that.
Alrighty. Caesarea, as you kind of like have this look of pain and distrust on your face, it is pretty obvious, and you kind of wear your feelings on your sleeve a little bit with these things. Your eyes and her eyes meet for a second, and there she kind of like looks at you, like there's the happiness still, but she looks at you and you can just see these big round eyes looking at you, this frail kind of like high broad cheekbone feature to this little tiny chin, and her big eyes, there's just like this flash of true sadness as she looks upon you that is genuine. There's a sadness and a crestfallenness as she looks and matches your eyes for that moment. She's like, well, I know some favors that I can probably pull, where you can maybe stay for an evening in one of the guest houses. It is in the cheaper side of town. I hope you don't mind. But if you want a bath, I could probably get you a deal if you're interested. But yeah, I would love to speak more over dinner or something like this. Yes.
Work meetings are 1 silver instead of 1 copper.
What? Say that again?
Work meetings are 1 silver for a meeting. If you want to book an appointment with the chosen ones.
Oh, I'm not looking to. No. I want to be your assistant. I want to be the one that gets you more coin in the future.
Yes, we understand you want to get us more coin, but sometimes you have to spend coin to make coin.
Hey, can we argue with her while we're
And she kind of like puts her hands. She puts her hands on her hips in the small little frame, and she kind of like squares up against you. You see, like her feet are kind of broad, and she just goes, "I tell you what, you and me, race. The first one to make it to the bathhouse pays the other one.
Is
gold.
there
like
a
this
water?
one.
Is there a water source between, or can there be a water source with a bridge over it so she could run and I could swim between us and the bathhouse?
Roll me a D100.
Right.
You munchkin."
Got him.
I like this one. She's sassy.
And she kind of like.
I had a cat named Sassy.
D100,
once.
not a D10.
Sorry. Yeah.
She's still kind of there are a few, but nothing that really like connects all the way to the bathhouse with the water. You might be able to get one shortcut, but that's about it.
That's all I need.
Yanni, she kind
Agreed.
of looks over towards you and just winks, and I'm like, you already too. So should we go? And she kind of like
I'm already running.
as you get that unfair advantage, go ahead and make me an athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice.
Athletics or acrobatics.
All right. She finishes winking at Yanni as Crane just already starts going forwards, just sprinting at top speed.
Great cardio. Yeah.
You see, Kira just kind of go like, "That's cheated, huh?" And she winks at you again, Yanni, as she just kind of like does immediately kind of turn around and starts sprinting. And actually, you see her kind of like run up and match with you for a second there, Crane, despite your head start, as she kind of just like runs next to you and then kind of like gives you like almost like a fake little trip. Very easily dodges. You just like jump over there and she just goes, "Not bad," as she then jumps onto the edge of like a little bridge, like a footbridge over another footpath, and like does a like 1-2 jump, and then does like some insane parkour where she grabs onto the edge of like this tiled roof, flings herself up, flies maybe like 2 feet over the edge, and keeps running over the rooftops there.
So cool. Okay. So, may I?
1 second, just as both of you guys head off, I just look at everyone else who's still standing there, and I'm like, they're the only ones who knew where the bathhouse was.
I have no idea where the bathhouse is.
As you all go like crap, and you start running after Crane too. Go ahead, Andrew. What were you gonna say?
So as Crane watches this really cool chick do that cool parkour stuff, she's like, sprinting down the street, and she kind of takes a different path down a low hill to go towards the first shortcut, whatever that shortcut was. Yeah, the waterway.
All right. As you go down, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Oh, I have an idea. This city has aqueducts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I like go down through an open manhole cover and like take
so
a
the
quick
aqueducts
aqueduct?
actually are kind of like up above the city, so you have to actually like
even
climb
better.
up a pillar, and then it's kind of like when Aang goes to the I forget what the city is called.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my shit.
It's kind of like that, but it would take too much time to try to climb up the pillars and then take it from there. You certainly tried that trick before.
Is this city tiered? Could I jump from a higher tier down into an aqueduct?
Kind of. Let me double check.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
It certainly is. Sure.
Yeah.
Roll me an acrobatics check as you're trying to jump to the edge, get onto an aqueduct, and try to kind of surf down it.
Would you allow me to do athletics instead?
Not for this
it's
one.
literally the same pluses, but I'm proficient in athletics, so it would be.
This one is going to be more of an acrobatic check for you.
Sure.
Nice.
Nice.
Alrighty, just
that's when you need it, right?
Rotus, you kind of leading the charge, trying to follow Crane as Crane just does this crazy move, runs to the edge of like what is actually kind of like the center of the city, and I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like here in a second. Clean that up really quick and pull you guys over. So this is kind of what Mitros looks like from a bird's eye view, right? As you guys are kind of like starting out in that massive boulevard between the two temples, and you guys are just trying to make it to like one of the dock sides, a little bit cheaper, how to put this correctly, like little bathhouses that you guys are at, right? You jump down, we'll say that there's some aqueducts that are not depicted on here that kind of connected in between, and you watch her kind of jump from the edge of that into the city proper itself, and as you land, you cast forth your shape water, kind of turning some of the flowing water into ice, landing onto it, and kind of surfing down it.
Sure.
Rhodas and the rest of you guys just kind of look at the situation like,
I ain't following her.
Can I
just wanted a bath.
Can I fly up and see if I can see where they're going, so I can at least take us in the right direction?
You're the only thing that you worry about. You don't know how which way it's going to go is if you fly around, how are you going to be perceived? But
right, yeah. But we don't know where we are.
Out of character something real quick. When reading the literature, it mentioned that it's actually really frequent to have sirens be like messengers, because they can fly, and they'll just sort of fly around delivering
Oh,
messages, and that's
that's
like a really
true.
common
That is true.
like delivery type thing to do.
You're right. I did see that too.
Alrighty, as you kind of cast it off and you fly off. Make me a perception check as you're trying to keep track of Crane and Kyra.
Really, top 10 things I'm not great at. Why can I... Where did my... Oh, okay, there it is.
Ooh.
That.
You are able to keep track of Crane barely, but no. You have absolutely no vision on where Kira is. As you kind of lead the rest of the group, kind of flying in between, trying to say like, okay, she went that way and then that way, and I think that's the building that she ended up on. After 20 minutes or so, you guys ultimately make your way down to the same spots that, Crane and Kira are at. But one thing for you, Crane. Kira is already sitting there, just kind of scrawling something away on a little parchment, kind of like leaning up against the wall, legs kind of crossed, keeping herself still upright on the wall. She just goes, "What took you so long?"
So as Crane runs up, she's feeling real confident. She feels like her shortcut was exactly what she needed to get her there on time. And as she rounds the corner and sees her feeling real puffed up, she sort of just deflates. Two losses in a day, like today's not her day.
And she looks at you and she goes, "Oh no! It was a fun competition. Tell you what, we'll keep it between you and me. Yes, we'll tell the others you won the race." And she winks at you.
It was a lot of fun. Did you see what I did up there? I mean, you were very cool climbing up with that thing. Like, how did you do that? You have to teach me sometime.
I did not shape the water to become the vessel of my movements. That was amazing. I liked this.
I can show you that sometime. That sounds like I think Crane now
amazing.
sees this chick as like a fast friend instead of a rival. Yeah,
And
definitely
you guys,
has impressed her.
You guys arrive there as finally Kira just goes, like, you can see she kind of puts on a show, Crane, from your perspective, you can tell, but all of you guys 100%, she kind of like jogged up a little bit before the rest of the group kind of arrives and has like sweat dripping down her face as they all arrive there. And she's just like, Crane is amazing. I definitely understand why they call you the chosen ones. Here. And she does pull out a gold coin and hands it to you, Crane.
A gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Oh.
Crane bites it
It's
to see
real
if it's
gold.
real.
It's real gold.
Okay, Crane has a lot to buy. Okay, yeah. This is the most money she's ever had in like the last 5 years, so... Heck yeah. Cool.
Alrighty, so
Yeah, fast friend with this chick. She's letting Crane take the credit, giving her gold, and is really cool. Yeah, this chick's dope.
as you guys get into the bathhouse, you give up your weapons and kind of put them into a secure location. There's some centurions also kind of overlooking things to make sure that things are on the up and up. This is a public bathhouse. No weapons allowed inside of it. If that changes your guys' opinion.
Can I take my book? Can I keep my book with me?
Kasari is definitely hidden, right?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother going in the bathhouse.
Okay.
No weapons roll. I'm just gonna like hide in the shadows on the outskirts, especially since I'm still not quite sure.
As Kyra just kind of goes, absolute nonsense, and she walks over to the proprietor, who happens to be actually what looks like a centaur, whose back legs actually got amputated and is just like rolling around with like looks like some kind of like half of a wagon that's attached and like strung to the back of it, and kind of like argues back and forth, and there's some kind of negotiation happening as she slams down her little fist and walks back over. We have our own private area. No worries. Come on, let's go. And she kind of like slaps you on the ass, Kasari, as she says, "Come on, stop dawdling around, let's go!"
Oh, she's saucy.
I don't know. At first off, my eyes are gonna be like the size of friggin' saucers. I mean, the audacity. She hasn't even bought me
Come on, girl. Why are you taking so long? Let's go. As you guys are led into like a little bit of it's essentially the size of like an Olympic swimming pool, but only the depth of maybe like 3 to 5 feet at the deepest. There are all of these like hot coals or hot stones that are kind of like every once in a while sets down into little sides, and you can re-put new ones into braziers and heat them up and put them back in. It's very steamy in here. There are all of these like rough towels that are set out on these little marble benches that surround this thing. As she kind of like undresses, just like drops her clothes right then and there, and it's just like a beautiful, beautiful visage of a woman as she just kind of drops into that shallow pool and just kind of lets herself swim, just kind of like bobbing on her back, face up towards the ceiling.
She is speaking Crane's language. Crane's going to do the same thing. Yeah, as soon as she can get in the water, she'll get in the water.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Cause the water comes up to here on me.
You can kind of like dangle your feet in there, and there's like I mean it's like at the deepest it's like 3 feet 5 feet, right? But on the very edges there's certainly like it is constructed so that small folk are not gonna drown in this establishment.
We need to get Yanni some water wings.
Yeah, house water wings. They give them to you for free.
I just have a like mythological anatomy hygiene question, because I am part person but also part bird. I like to swim, but would I bathe or would I preen or would I do both?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that up to you. What do you think, Tyler? What do the bird people, aka sirens of Thylea, prefer? This is co-storytelling. You tell me.
I mean, we don't go to bathhouses to begin with. We're usually just in the ocean when we do swim. So oh gosh, I guess both. I guess we would swim, but once we're done swimming, we would preen, because that's what you have to do. You can't have wet feathers.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'll get in the water.
As Kira's just kind of like starfishing in the middle of this pond and kind of like floating there. What do the rest of you guys do? Like, she seems to be absolutely blissful, kind of letting her hair down, so to speak. The rest of you guys join in?
I'll turn a 5-foot square into a hot tub and just keep it going.
Yanni's gonna like, you know, he's gonna do more the like hang by the edge thing and keep an eye on his book, because he doesn't want anybody to walk off with his book.
I'll take a shot close to Yanni and just kind of enjoy the steam and whatnot. I mean, she's still trying to keep her snakes covered and everything, since it was already kind of scared getting in.
This room is all yours. Like, it has 2 doors here, one that you came through from the front. But yeah, there's nobody else. But you guys.
I get that. I just think.
Come on, have fun. Let your hair down.
Rodus, what
so
were you
I
gonna
think
say?
I'm just going. I'm sure they have some sort of like wash basin or sink other than the pool. I just don't want to get all this boar's blood all into this shared water.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
and you
try
just
to
kinda,
like wash off my arms and such.
Oh, that's true.
before
How
I hop
gross
in.
would we just make the water?
And I am curious. So I guess I'll get in and I'll say, well, Kira, you've got us all here. What is it you wanted to ask us?
Oh yeah. And she kind of like floats over, kind of like puts her arms up on the edge of the pool and just goes, well, I mean, it's pretty simple. Heroes like yourselves need, well, poets like me to go around and tell the stories of the exploits that you have gone on. I hope I'll be able to make a little bit of coin, but more importantly, I want to be the one that tells the story of the great heroes. I want to be there, experience it. I don't want to tell the second-hand story of, oh yes, and I heard from 3 different witness accounts that they slew the boar. I want to be there. I didn't see you defeat that boar. I want to be there the next time. I want to be your poet. What say you?
Give us a sample. Show us some of what you've already written. We need to know you're good.
Yeah, give us a perfectly written poem right now. 17 stanzas that
I actually need
talks
an
about the
epic.
gods in history of Thylea.
I
Alrighty.
prefer
looking for,
iambic
like,
pentameter.
3
She
hours
kind of
long.
like she rolls her eyes but smiles at all of you guys, and she is going to wait until.
By
the
she, he
spirit
means
loads.
David, and by smiles at all of you means fuck you, Damon.
But good thing
As
that
she
there are rolls.
as she sits in the pool and Googles poems from Greek mythology.
No, it's beautiful. It's just like with you guys, you don't necessarily have to roleplay everything out. She kind of like finally like raises herself out of the pool. Her beautiful body kind of like again walking in front of you guys. Anyone that might have that proclivity to be attracted to a beautiful female like that, you certainly feel a pull at your heartstrings. Just like she is beautiful, and even those of you that are not necessarily attracted to that, there's there's just an innate damn. As she walks by, she kind of ruffles through some of her cases and then pulls out, and she starts reading, and it's perfect. The delivery, the intonation, the speed, you find yourself just enthralled by the story that she tells. And as she's going through stanza and stanza, you feel yourself paying more and more attention. The way that she uses her pauses, the way that her voice rises and drops, the way that she really draws you in, absolutely has you enthralled. And as she stops, you guys all just go like, okay, that's good.
She's good.
I could sit with that for entertainment.
Brissa is a little, like hesitant, so she wants to just see if. Brissa thinks she's like just a god playing with them, so she wants to use divine sense to see if she's like actually like a celestial.
Alrighty, go ahead and use it. Alright, as you do that, nothing pings off of her.
She's very talented. All right, cool.
Okay.
Would that also sense if she were a hag?
Let me double check. I think it says Fae too.
I think it says Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Celestial,
Wait,
fiend, or
no.
undead. So no Fae.
Yeah, so no Fae.
It doesn't. Something's Fae.
We'll never know.
Until it's too late.
She could be captivating, or she could just have that natural Fae affinity for people to like her and all of her bullshit.
I'm not the most
This is
trusting
how you
guy.
sow paranoia.
If you don't mind the danger, then I don't see any reason why not.
I mean, outright and blatant devoutness is what got me in this predicament in the first place. Never again.
Stay out of the way.
So,
I'm
yes.
good with it.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it as well. She wants to take our stories down.
I mean, it'll at least track that, like, stories of our escapades in the arena would have gotten to her. So she has that going for her.
Thank you. What
I
do
haven't
you?
gotten
And
any
she's
word.
looking towards the silent Lyra. Sorry, you are just starting to speak. Go ahead.
I haven't gotten any word not to trust this random woman that's walked into our group, so I am okay with it.
I mean, I'm gonna look at the rest of them and be like, I don't have much else to lose. And kind of gesture at like my snake hair and stuff, and be like, if you want her to accompany us, like by all means.
And maybe we will find a way. Maybe we'll find a way that we can reverse this curse upon you. But and she kind of like lays down on a towel now at the edge of the pool, just like right next to you, and it's just kind of like looking at you, Casaria, as she goes. If you don't mind me asking, what is the story? How did you get cursed?
I'm gonna pull back and be like, don't you think that's a little personal since we're just getting to know each other?
I mean, you're right. It is very personal. But look, there's sometimes poets and bards that write these biographies about other people, and they ask the best, most intimate, depthful questions, and that's how they write the best stories. And then the scrolls that sell from that, they go for so much gold. So I really just need to know what makes you, the story that you want to have told about the mighty Caesarea. And what were you before?
And do you take it that the story is going to tell itself overnight?
No, but I need to have as much head start as I can possibly get. A bard truly worth their work.
Most of us have only known each other for a day or less, and we're all floating around naked in a pool together. So what's it? How much more personal can it be?
I mean, a little bit more, but for now I prefer it this way. And she just gives you this wide beaming smile.
You guys are all acting like you're going to do what Vela said. Why?
Are you not? What did Vela say? What would you not do what Vela says?
You don't think the goddess of wisdom is smart enough to lie to people? She is a well-known liar and speaker of untruths. You ask anybody. If you walk outside and go down the street, everyone will speak.
She's the goddess of wisdom. What makes you say these sad things?
Her wisdom has never helped me or my people. Where is the wisdom in that? Where is the wisdom in having a group of people who are so much wealthier and more powerful than the rest of us? Where is the wisdom in that? You tell me.
It is true. The war
I would say Sidon just killed you 2 or 3 times, so you do have that mark against him.
Ooh. And she
He can go fuck himself too. Thylea is the only true goddess and the only true power in this world. She is this world.
Touche. She kind of starts like doing little check marks on a parchment, writing your guys' names down. And how do you spell that again? Okay.
As a priestess,
Hey, Crane, don't you want to know what the Oracle says?
The Oracle? I mean, she is just as bad. She has built an entire reputation on telling people what they want to hear. I've never met the Oracle. She's never come here. Why should I care about what she has to say?
But the Oracle has never been wrong. That's the whole reason that she became famous.
I have only heard her predictions after we have found out they are true.
So you think that they're self-fulfilling prophecies? I've heard that argument before of the Sardonyx? I forget what their name is again. I never officially studied in one of the colleges, but I still consider myself a rather good bard. That said, Versi is, I'll admit, Versi is a little bit of my personal friend. I have come to her before. She read my prophecy, and that'll be here today. So, well, as it stands, I do believe that she is. She can be a little bit selfish. She can be a little bit of a difficult character to deal with, but she would never lie. That is the whole point. She was given by Sidon and Stylia's blood the ability to see into the future. You just praised Thalia, and I mean, who is anyone to disagree that Thalia is the land, the spark of divinity within Thalia? Of course.
Look, Crane's just gonna like huff and look away. She doesn't want to insult her new friend, but she doesn't agree with her new friend.
And she does not take it hard at all. She just kind of like rolls her eyes with a smile and then looks back at Yanni. What were you going to ask? I thought you said something. And why do you keep looking at that book? What's in there? And she kind of like gets up off of her towel and starts nakedly walking over to the book, picks it up as you kind of like try to get out of the water towards her. She already has it up in her hand, and she like starts flipping through it.
Okay, you're gonna get wet. Don't get wet.
Interesting. Huh. You kind of like try to snag it out of her hand, but she just kind of holds it up a little bit higher, just kind of like gently pushes you on the face and like is like, Hey, there's no need for such language. I was just curious. So you're a wizard to be. And she hands it back to you.
Working on it.
And she kind of like
trying to figure it out.
Sits down on one of the marble benches, crossing her legs. Huh. That book is interesting. I've never seen anything like this on Thalia. Where did you get it?
Found it.
Where did
At
you
flea
find
market.
it? Oh, the flea
found it
market
at
with
flea
the
market.
5-finger discount? How does a
No.
little boy that does not come from gold,
Hey, you see this beard? I'm not a boy, I'm a man.
how does these strapping men come into the possession of something so rare?
I told you, I found it at a flea market.
Yeah, and I asked you, the 5-finger discount flea market?
And I said no, and then you started accusing me of things.
And she just smiles at you, and you just feel it in your core. She's seeing through your shit. It's like,
Yeah. And then I say, hey, leave Yanni alone.
oh, I just want to know more about you. Like I
Hey,
said,
I didn't tell the rest of them my real name yet.
Oh, that's right.
You're right.
Well, I messed up.
Got it.
Cat's out of the bag.
All right. So my friends can call me Yanni, and we're all friends now. So you can call me Yanni too.
Thank you. I feel very honored. And you get the sense that is actually sincere as she walks over towards you, Rhodus, and kind of sits, gets back into the water and just crosses her arms. Why are you so desperate to get Peter's attention? I heard about the sacrifice.
I don't care about Kira, but I feel really bad for Yanni. So I'm mostly focused on Yanni, but then I will begrudgingly look at her.
You don't have to feel too bad
I
about
won't-
Yanni. I mean,
won't
now that you're
answer.
seeing him in the pool, he's practically a tripod, so...
You lose the advantage. At one point...
Uninspiration.
Man.
Oh no, he's dying. Don't die, Yanni.
Constitution saving throw failed.
I'm going to ignore her question.
Hey, I have a drinking problem.
I think David just turned it into color.
So I get like disadvantage on my next 17 rolls or something.
Yeah, that's a
Is
good
that how it
one.
works?
I like that.
All right.
For every inch.
I'm going to ignore her question. I'm just going to say, Kira, isn't that a god's name?
Yeah, like I said, I was named after her.
And what more can you tell us about your family?
Not much. I was given up for an orphanage. I grew up there, pretty poor. I sometimes went to the same flea market that Yanni went to. And, yeah. Now I find myself here, trying to tell the stories of the chosen ones. Hopefully chosen ones. Maybe chosen ones. Probably chosen
Where
ones.
was the flea market? Which flea market?
She rolls her eyes and smiles at you again with kind of like a scolding look, like, stop.
Okay, I get that I have a bit of an accent, and you can probably tell where I'm from, but I bet you don't know where that flea market is.
The accent is Arisian. Your flea market. I'm guessing it probably was somewhere close to the nobles' houses. Yes? Am I right?
No.
Gotta make me a
Not at
deception
all.
check, Yanni. With disadvantage, damn it. Anyone with a passive perception or a passive insight of 14 or above, you're able to see through. So your passive insight is your insight, like your modifiers, your wisdom score plus your proficiency bonus if you're a proficient plus 10. And she just goes, anyway, you sidestepped my question.
Hey, I can't see through my own lie. That's awesome.
That's hilarious. As she turns back towards you, you know you can be your own person. Peter is formidable, from what I hear. He runs Astoria pretty strong-handedly, I suppose is a way of saying it. But this grabbing his attention, I also heard other stories. That there are dozens of children that he fathered over his many years that he spent on this land. So, if you are one of these, and she kind of like squints, trying to see if that has any reaction on you. Does it?
Yeah, I'm proud of my heritage.
kind of like square
am?
up, put up your chin a little bit more. Listen, people like us mortals, we don't have to listen to the gods at every whim, do everything they say, try to prove ourselves to them all the time. We need to forge a path for ourselves. Yes?
That's right.
Thank you. And I think the same is true for you. What you should do is become your own symbol of something worth of admiration and a symbol of hope and strength to the people of Thalia. And I will tell the story of doing that. So I just need to know first why you have your daddy issues. And she kind of like leans onto the side of the pool, just looking at you. Big old like shit-eating grin on her face.
Well, my daddy wasn't around. As you might imagine, he had lots to do as a god. And my mother was taken at a very young age.
Taken.
Indeed.
If she was really young, then how'd she have you?
Was it one of the roaming centaur tribes? What happened?
No centaurs, and she was not a very young age, but I myself was.
Oh, that makes more sense.
She was taken by a dragon.
And you see that there's kind of like a minute change in Kira's face for a second. There seems to be kind of like just a weird flash of anger for a minute. A dragon?
A green dragon.
How long ago was this?
Must be 70 years.
Whoa, how old are you?
Yeah. Damn.
Less than 100.
And she just kind of puts a hand on your big meaty shoulder and just goes, I am sorry. I am so sorry, and I know that this does nothing. It changes nothing. But maybe, and she kind of looks around at all of these people, maybe these people can be the family you've always searched for. Rather than trying to find family in someone who does not even know that you exist. Or if he does, might not pay attention to you.
Oh man, as soon as she says he doesn't know that I exist, donezo with the conversation. Get out of here.
As you kind of go,
Oh, you made it mad.
she kind of puts her eyes down, casts her eyes down. She's
I like start. I'm like mini raging. I'm hotter than the hot air around me. It's steaming off of me.
and she just goes, you're right. After that sacrifice you gave earlier, there is no way he would not know about you. I stand corrected. Almighty Rotis.
I accept your apology.
I'm going to wade kind of through the bath and be like, if we're talking about dragons and you're looking for a story, and I'll go over to Brissa and I'll be like, and if we're trusting what people say who can see the future, and I look at Crane because he was talking so bad about the Oracle, I'll be like, this one, and I'll point at Brissa, in the future will ride a dragon.
An eyebrow, just perfectly manicured, goes up as high as you've ever seen one in disbelief, looking at you, Brissa, from Kira. You are going to ride a dragon.
There's no
Is that
doubt
what the
about
kids
it.
are calling it?
That's what you know. That's 100% gonna happen. I know it.
I also know it.
And how do you know this?
Oh, shit, dude.
I just
What
know
is
it because
the
I'm
answer?
gonna make it happen.
Ah, I see. Well, that is simple.
I know it because I speak to the fates.
Now, confusion and kind of like a little bit of disbelief mixes on Kira's face as she goes, huh, really? I thought the fates were currently full up on their occupancy.
Occupancy of me.
All right. So we've got someone with daddy issues, someone who is on a temper tantrum most of the time, someone who has been slighted just a couple too many times, someone who is very, 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 very shifty about his general existence, someone who believes they're going to ride a dragon, and someone who actually believes that they are the Fates. Well, this certainly is a group of chosen ones. I am excited. This is going to be good. So, when are we going to set out to the Oracle?
As soon as we get paid.
Oh, right. And who did you say was going to pay you?
Some little dragon.
What is it with
Maybe the
dragons
one
in
that-
this group?
Maybe the one that Brees is gonna ride. Is that the one you're gonna ride?
Oh, no, no,
this is
a
not
real
a-
dragon.
This is not a meeting you want to join us in. This is not a story, a chapter that should be told in the story of these people.
Oh, but I need to be there. No, I will not necessarily tell parts of the story you don't want to be told. I just need to know the full picture so that I can recreate certain context so that it potentially cannot be led back to you, if that makes sense.
These people do not like things written down about them.
Oh, no problem. Like I said, I will only write the things that make you shine in the best light. Reflected off of gold, if you will.
As Rhodus is looking angry and his muscles are tensing, Crane will wade over in the water to next to him and use shape water to give both of them a massage, like just like a wave pool behind them, just like giving
Some
them
water
soft
jets.
pressure. Yeah. Because they're both, got beefy shoulders and back muscles, so. She understands what it's like to need some muscle relaxing. She says, I have a usual way to meet up with the dragon, to make contact. He doesn't usually get back to me because I'm not very big time. But now that we have a job for him, I can try to make contact, set a meeting, we can get paid.
Might be big time now.
Yeah.
To the tent that we were assigned? Weren't we assigned like a special tent?
We went to a dive bar, then we went to the arena, and then we're here. So the only place we know Little Dragon might be is that dive bar, but he wasn't there when we left. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we could, send
Leave
out
a note?
word. Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty.
The cult of the snake are everywhere, especially in the slums.
As you guys get asked way too many personal questions, by your newfound Bart compatriot and companion, Kira, and finish up your bath there, set out to make contact with the cult of the snake in order to collect the coin that you guys are owed. We're gonna leave it there for this week. Awesome job, y'all. That was a fun fight. I've been looking
Very
forward
cool.
to that for
Yeah.
all week. So excited. Super fun. Well done, all of you guys.
My dudes.
Yeah, I was worried. There were a couple of hits that, if it had gone just a little bit worse, could have been an instant death. Crane and Yanni.
Yeah. I puckered a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have
See the goddess of wisdom say, "Oh, hey, you're the big damn heroes, except that dead corpse and that dead corpse. So I guess you four are the big damn heroes, and we get two more. Some like yeah,
And you guys need some Argonauts. Just find yourself 2 more Argonauts, and you guys are the heroes.
yeah. My wisdom would be.
She
get
didn't
some
say
tanks.
She didn't say we were the chosen ones. She said we would find the group that would maybe become.
Is that
That group might
everybody
not
needs to
have
go.
2 people in it.
Everybody needs to go read 8-Bit Theater if you haven't, because that's straight out of 8-Bit Theater.
Alrighty. Well, I
That's
do
funny.
I do have some bad news.
Oh no.
Bad news for me. Because you guys
Yanni
are level
actually
2
died.
now, which means you guys get a lot more cool
Got it.
shit, and it's going to be harder for me to instant kill you guys. Congrats, everybody, on making it to level 2. For those of you guys watching, thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future, and hopefully until level 20 and beyond. This is going to be truly a campaign that you can take to the epic levels. These players are absolutely fantastic, and I thank you guys, you 6, for playing this game with me. Everyone that watched today and watches it in the future on VOD, thank you guys so much. Tune in on YouTube, on Twitch. If you guys haven't already, please follow us. Thank you, Andrew. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.